All righty. I'm about to say Shabbat Shalom, but greetings, family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night? What's up, G1? How you doing? How you doing, bro? You wouldn't believe I'm just getting started?
Bird, wow, that's perfect timing. Peace.
Yeah, yeah. You doing good tonight?
Yeah, man. Doing a bunch of things, man. I'm all right though. Yeah. How you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Finally got everything set up. I actually I finally have one of my components free because the other computer I'm doing YouTube on that. I'm doing YouTube live on that one, and I'm doing on the main computer on the new computer is what we're on right now for the Zoom.
Just saw it do autofocus. It like just moved back and forth on its own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, and it's touchscreen too.
Wow. Yeah. Nice.
That's on
Yeah.
point, ain't it?
Yeah. It looks good. It definitely looks good. I see that it's like you said. It's picking up where you moving, so it's moving in, zooming out. That's nice. I like that feature, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice, man. Hey, it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing.
And you can hear me good now, right?
Clear as day.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Clear as day. Yep,
Oh,
bro.
that's
And
magic.
I'm thankful, bro, for real.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm glad that that brother was able to provide like that, give up. You know, a lot of people, man, they so tight and just things be. I understand it's hard, but man, when people be generous like that, man, that's beautiful, man.
It really is, bro. It really is. And I know what? I'm thankful, bro. I am thankful. I thank the Creator. I thank the brother. I thank everything that's going on. I'm thankful for everything that is happening, bro.
I know he smiled happy to see that. You know what I mean? To see
Yep.
appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, because when people give like that, man, they do it out of the kindness of their heart, and they just want to see people, be happy and have things that they need. You know what I mean?
I
So.
agree. I agree, bro, man. I'm just thankful, bro, man.
Yeah,
It just because
brother.
when we all trying to work and do what we doing, like I'm trying to handle business here at the house and stuff like that. I don't ask nobody for nothing, but I think what it is that the people are really appreciating the fact that excuse me, the fact that that the information that we be sharing is real, bro, for real. And my baby, she do a lot of good work, man. I to give my baby props. My baby, she work hard. That's my administrator. You
Yeah,
know.
they got the camera going, right? She was the one who ended up getting it going, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, so
That
definitely.
I mean, I'm talking on the paperwork. No, no. What it was, is we ended up finding out. I took the Best Buy today. Looked at it. I said, now it look real good. It's like a little switch that just opened up the portal to the camera. Opened up. I like, dang. And when
Oh,
the guy
it's like
said,
a
he
little
said,
shutter, like
right. Guy
yeah,
said, it happens all the time. Say, this ain't the first, and you won't be the last. This happens
yeah.
all the time.
It was something so simple though, right? Yeah,
Exactly. We never just looked that close to it because I got to Best Buy and I put it down. I said, man, I said, can you help me with my camera? And I said, I said, it's this little orange part up here, and I look real close, and I seen this little lever say slip. I said, dang, all this time. But
yeah.
hey,
That's when you want to be private and you want to make sure it's not spying on you or like you know what I mean. You can
yep,
close.
yep.
You know what? I don't know why I didn't think about that either. Yeah, that's but like you said, man. That's good. You learned. I bet you made him feel good. He was probably one of the easiest questions he had all that day.
Yeah, he seen it. I found it myself. I like, okay, yeah, man. I felt kind of stupid because I just didn't look that close. I said, okay, I see now, so it's good. And he said a lot of older folks come in here because they go through the same thing, and that's understandable because a lot of people are not prone to the computers. Hmm. So what's up? What you think about the game tonight, bro?
Oh, you know what? I'm not really into football like that, but the
Me
one
neither.
I was surprised to see is that the Patriots, they are after a few years, they came back to the Super Bowl even without Tom Brady. You know, usually like Michael Jordan, like when you got a dynastic team like that and they lose their star player and the coach ain't there no more either.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you don't got the one of the winningest coaches of all time, Bill Belichick, and you don't got, the winningest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, no more, and only after 2, 3 years of having to adjust to that and be right back at the Super Bowl, like that's pretty good. Like once Bulls lost Jordan, they went back to they've been gone forever. Like they ain't been a good team since. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So I was shocked to see that. I was thinking about putting some money on this game, but I just didn't know enough about the teams. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because just without me knowing nothing, I was leaning towards the Patriots, thinking they was gonna set them up for a win. But they getting beat pretty bad. Not bad, but like lightly. They ain't scoring. They just finally scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter. So, but Seattle, they've been scoring field goals. They just kept hitting field goal, field goal, field goal. Then they got a touchdown. So they got a little, lead on them. But it's now kind of could have been a game for the Patriots, but they waited way too late to try to play this game, and so it looked like Seattle gonna win. I wish I was out there where they playing at. They out there in Cali. It looks nice and shit. The weather's all nice over here, man. It's like the current is below zero type shit. Yeah, so they out there in San Francisco and it looks pretty warm, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then I seen Bad Bunny, he did the halftime show. He's from Puerto Rico. Like the whole halftime show looked like they set the whole island of Puerto Rico on the field and they like showed you like the lifestyle. It was like a movie of and basically showing you the culture, how they live down there in Puerto Rico. And he did the whole halftime show. You could tell they put a lot of money into that halftime show, man, just for all of the props and people they had. Yeah, so I've been checking out a few of the commercials too. They had some pretty good commercials and stuff like that. So that's the main reason I watch it, is just because of the commercials.
Yeah. I didn't even brought a couple of the students that I had that's in my sergeant class. They was out of town. They had made it back, I think, today or yesterday, and they were saying they was going to the. That's how I knew about it. Matter of fact, I forgot about it really because, excuse me, Joanne was just sharing with me about the couple that we just talking about a couple of our students, about them going to the game. Then she said Super Bowl. I said, "Oh, Super Bowl tonight." That go to show you how much I didn't even know the Super Bowl was going on. That go to
Yeah,
show you how much I pay attention to it.
yeah. You know what? The only reason I knew, because I was supposed to have a meeting today out in Brooklyn, and they said the last time we met is that it would be on the same day as the Super Bowl, and that it's going to be a watch party after the meeting. But I decided not to leave the house because it was just too cold, so I didn't even go outside. It's just below zero. I wasn't really feeling it, and I'm not into it like that. I figure if I do want to check it out, I just sit in the comfort of my home, and you know what I'm saying, like that, man, and just relax. But yeah, I was doing a bunch of things. I was messing with my computer, doing some stuff on my phone. I got like three. I'm like you right now. I got two phones going. I got my iPad on. I have my laptop on. I'm looking at like five different screens. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
9 o'clock, I realized it was nine something. I'm like, oh no, I gotta. Mikael probably thinking I'm probably watching the Super Bowl.
Bro, I was shot. I was just. That's why when you came on, I'm just getting on because I was running around. I did some things for my mother. Got in. I'm trying to get this new computer put up. I tried to see what I could do with the other computer. Got on YouTube Live on that one. Had to set my other two phones up. Now I got a free phone in case I need to look up something. So now I got a phone that's free. So everything comes into its own point. But now that my Zoom is now it can be totally clear now. You know, it's gonna be totally clear. So hey, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful all the way around. Even though that I really don't use the other one, it still can be used to at least record. For YouTube live.
No, it's always good to have that. That computer brought you this far, so don't be, you know what I mean, mad.
Yeah, hey, it still work. Hey, see, I ain't throwing it away.
Don't forget about what brought you here. You know what I mean? Like, don't forget about the things that got you to where you are.
Exactly.
That's a computer, and it did the job, and it always took care of you. But like, I was gonna say now with this new one, maybe you can get the chat. Remember how we was trying to get the chat where you could still do the chat in the Zoom? Did you ever
Yep.
did you ever figure out how to?
I
I don't.
think we did with the other one, but I definitely can get it with this one now because this got every, I
Yeah,
think we did find out what I had to do because they what we was going in it to use it, or I was either giving them the co-host to get into it, but either one way or the other, I was getting into it.
yeah, yeah. So that's good, man. Like you said, start off new year, more things, more. You know what I mean? New things. Yeah, I'm glad you held off on buying it too, cause see, that would have been like,
Extra money that have been not gonna say wasted, it'd have been used, but stuff
you,
that I need to use for stuff now.
yeah. So now you can like, you know what I'm saying? You can put
Yep,
that money on something else that you've been needing since you saved out on the computer. You know what I
yep.
mean? That money into something else. Now you can, you know what I mean? So
Yes, sir. Know what? We got off the conversation. Let me go ahead and do a prayer real quick, and we're gonna ahead and get we just even though we just conversating, let me
right
always start with a
conversation.
prayer. Now start we started off. I just you came in and we started going from there. Let me start off with a prayer, give credit his props. We thank him for everything. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arms of protection around us. Help us in every way. Allow us to walk in your way. Keep your word, keep your way, and let's retain the knowledge that you have given us so we will know and to do the things that's needed. We ask you to keep us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. And also, Father, forgive us of the sins of the things that we have done in time past, today's time, and time to come. And also the sins of our ancestors and our forefathers that we have transgressed against you, and you've also transgressed against us. Forgive us of these things, and also we ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from us that we may awaken to your glorious light. In your holy word and all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Praise your mighty. Thank you, Father. All right. All right. Got to give the creator his praise. Got to do that. I'm thankful for everything that happened because I see things as they unfold and as they happen. And, bruh, the classes is growing. The sermon classes, man, we got several people that's made it in their office now, in their private office. We got about four to five people that's in their office now. So that's the whole point. They just got to finish putting some people on notice, but other than that, they're in their office and it's going good.
Yeah, man, you said this was going, you know, you predicted all of this. You said this is, you know, what you wanted to do. So like you said, you are accomplishing the mission and putting in the work and growing
It's
like
got to happen. It's the momentum. Everything is with consistency. You know, everything is what we do is with consistency.
well, yeah, when you do something, you know, you're gonna definitely grow and you'll see results and you get those rewards, you know, because you stuck with it and you know, in time, you know, it takes time. A lot of people they fall off because they can't they want instant results. If they don't see stuff instantly, they kind of just give up.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But because you've been staying true, like you said, I heard you say, I don't care if only one person or, you know, I'm doing my job, y'all.
Right. I got brother Robert Craig, one of our brothers that's indexed. He said, who cares? All the sports are fake anyway. Too much gambling on the games. Hey, I've been stopped watching. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, Craig, Robert. I'm
Yeah.
with you on
I,
that.
there was a guy that ran out onto the field. There was a little scuffle. They had to come and get him. I wonder did he bet on, you know, because you know they got the betting thing now where like they got a thing where like you can bet on daily events and stuff. Like, is somebody gonna streak the field? Will somebody have to get taken off the field?
Really?
Yeah, like, and I wonder, like, I know there's been things said like where people will make a bet like that and then go and run out onto the field so they can get the bet and cash out, like, you know what I mean? Because the odds on it might be like crazy, 1,000,000 to 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's crazy.
did that guy, was that a bet tonight? Because he sure enough came out onto the field. You know what I mean? What are the odds that somebody gonna run out on the field on Super Bowl? You know what I mean? And people make a bet on that, and it actually happened, and get
That
paid.
sounded like it was playing to me.
And that's what I said. You could plan. It's worth taking getting arrested and banned from the NFL. Like shit, if you gonna make a million, you know what I'm saying? Like, or
Shoot.
your, or you make the bet and your friend go and do it. You know what I mean? Y'all at the game,
No.
game.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It ain't that important to me, boy. I look at the games being there we go. Yeah, that was pretty
You know, funny man. I've been wearing the Seattle Mariners hat all now. It's one of my favorite hats. Is my Seattle Mariners hat. I love that little S with the compass on it. It's like the navigational compass. But yeah, I was wearing it like, in 25, all, that was like a hat, one of my favorite hats I would love to wear. And so I was thinking, Seattle, I was leaning towards Seattle, even though I don't know much about them just because of that hat I wear. You know what I mean? That's who winning. But I was thinking, my mind was thinking, my heart was with Seattle, but my mind was thinking they're going to pull it off for the Patriots to get another one and make them look like they this great team, but I see they not. They actually losing this game, and Seattle is gonna win. Yeah,
Yeah,
I almost called my father was gonna joke with him and tell him bet the whole house on the game, put the whole house on the game, man. Like yeah,
yeah. I don't even participate. I look at the games today as the gladiators.
yeah.
The games today is the gladiators of yesterday.
At them, they in coliseums, they inside of big ass arenas. You got the fans, they cheer. It's like two teams battling. Football is definitely gladiator because look how they playing. They tackling each other. It's
Yeah.
all you know what I'm saying. You know what? And what's crazy? Indians. I got to do more research on this, but I just was hearing some about the quarterback. Is the Indians created this something to do with that? The natives they just got a interception. But yeah, the natives. I got to look into this. But yeah, like the quarterbacks is something that the actual natives. Let me see if I can look that up real quick while we talking about it.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, I'm more into the NBA, you know what I'm saying, than anything. I like basketball. I've always liked sports. I'm a guy, I'm a male, I'm a man, and most men, they into some sort of sports, but I lean into basketball a lot more than football. I just never liked the rough. Even when it come to playing in high school and elementary. We used to play two-hand touch outside, you know what I'm saying, in the playground during elementary and stuff like that.
Or a flag when you grab the flag or the towel off of them.
Yeah, that was pretty fun, you know what I'm saying? But all of that tackling and getting hit up, like, it was just I wasn't really attracted to the fact you could get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, man, I was good when I was young. When I was young, but I was good, boy. They used to call me when Jim Brown was hot. They used to call me. I used to outrun my blockers and outrun the team, and I used to run touchdowns. That when we was young.
Yeah, man. Thing on during the recess playing football, that was all we because we didn't have basketball courts at my elementary school. We didn't have no outside. We didn't have basketball courts. So we would play football though. You know what I mean? A lot of times, you're getting picked. That was the thing. Pick me, put me on the team, put me. You want to get picked up, but a lot of times I wasn't one of the guys that a lot of guys would always pass to. You know what I'm saying? But I had my moments when we play outside.
Yeah, I like dodgeball when I was young. In elementary school, we used to play dodgeball. I was good. I was good. I catch the ball and I was good at dodging. And when I used to play tag when we was little. And since we talking about the games, when I think about when we was small, well, when I used to play tag, they couldn't catch me. Boy, I'd be in the corner, I'd dodge, and I'd be gone. I used to be good.
Yeah, I'm trying to look this thing up, but it's saying that it ain't got nothing to do with it. But where I got this whole idea from is from in the movie. Did you watch that movie, Him?
Nope, I heard of it.
Yeah, it's got Marlon Wayans. It's about it's like it's kind of satanic. It's talking about like it's got a plot to it, you know what I mean? But like it's showing you some reality. But they use a football team and like it's deep. But he brings up the native Indians and quarterbacking. So I was like, yo, I need to do more research. But right now I'm asking, they don't say nothing about this. But it sounded like they was throwing some hidden history that I had never heard before. So I was like, wow.
That's in a lot of movies. A lot of movies they do that. Put a lot of knowledge in there that be over people's head. Some people just look at it as entertainment, but they put information there that people need to know or should know.
Yeah, I don't see it. It said native peoples across North America played their own traditional ball games. Played it says the Lenape and Delaware played a game called Passahemen, similar in some ways to soccer. Where does it say about football team? Yeah, I don't really see anything about that, man. We all later though, but yeah, man. This is like a holiday. I don't know. So many people they into like the Super Bowl that ain't even, you know what I mean? Like, don't. It's just something about this day, man. Everybody wants to participate with the again with that Roman. You know what I'm saying? The whole Roman games and just they're low key participating in something that they don't really have the full history of.
Exactly. A lot of them don't have honest. What I come to realize, everything in this world is under the Roman Empire. Everything, I mean, whether if it's something that they've made up or they've taken on another culture and taken it and made it a part of their empire.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. I come to understand on that on the whole level. When it talked about in Daniel chapter 2, verse 39 and 40, the last two kingdoms, when he said and the third kingdom of brass shall take rule over the whole earth, and then the iron is going to take up after that, and then over there, that's in Daniel 2, 39 and 40, and then also in Daniel chapter 7, 23 through 25, says that the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom over the whole earth. People don't even pay that no attention. And we're still living that today, and people don't even understand that everything we do, especially people are into these games, they don't even realize that they're worshiping the gladiators and the Roman Empire. All the way down to the money, the little the coin and the images on the dollar bill. A lot of people worshiping it and don't even realize it.
Nah, facts, bro. Yeah, man. Even this company that I was just doing that project for, I told you that ended with them. Guess what the name of the company is? Now I was through an agency, like an agency that they kind of like they hire workers through the agencies instead of sometimes if you don't work directly for them.
Right.
And the
I got you. I mean, yeah, I know, I understand. Was it temp agency?
yeah, it's like basically not a temp agency, but yeah, they basically because it's they put you on projects that you may end up getting hired on into the actual company, but
Right.
not work on the projects that they have, like you said, until the project is over with. So it's kind of like temporary, like you said, work or whatever like that.
Yep.
But yeah, the name of the company, Maximus, is called.
Maximus. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they're a large U.S. based government service corporation, and they provide outsourced administrative services. For like Medicaid, Medicare, unemployment benefits, public health, different call centers for government agencies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, and a lot of people don't like this. They're a shady company as far as like they're not for the people, but that name Maximus. It deals with gladiator. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh, the his name was Maximus. You know what I'm saying?
I remember.
They supposed to be great. You know,
Matter of fact, that's who Constantine was fighting at the battle before he saw a flaming cross in the sky and it said, "By this sign thou shalt conquer." Constantine saw a flaming cross in the sky. That's where he got the symbol of the cross for to be the symbol for Christianity. A lot of people don't know that. The symbol of Christianity is the cross. It's a whole lot that people don't know because they don't do the research.
nah, that's what it's about, man. Like you said, you gotta add on to what you know. You know what I mean? Every day you gotta try to keep building on top of, taking the time. Like you said, we might know a little bit of something, and then we gotta go into that little, take that little one step and walk further with it in order to get, more mileage out of the subject or whatever it is, to get further along into it, so that, like you said, we can have more insight into it and more understanding from us, just, taking the time to walk through it slowly and really try to, when we identifying these things and go further into it, you know what I mean, to really get an understanding, versus like we just want to be kind of given the information. A lot of people, they just want to be hands, they think they could just watch a video or hear somebody say it and
Yep.
take it on the value of whatever this person's saying. Oh wow.
That's a whole lot more. That's why people got to dig. The more they dig, they'll find out. And then but they have to have an open mind because a lot of people, the problem today is people have been taught stuff and they take what they've been taught without doing the research behind it to find out more information behind it.
No, that's like me and my brother, man. We used to say my brother knowledge, man, back in like '08. We used to, before I hear this term a lot now, and I'm glad to hear more and more people caught on to it. But back then, this was a phrase that, you could say to a lot of people and they wouldn't understand it. Do your due diligence.
Right?
We were studying, getting into all of the different ways to get free. You know what I'm saying? We was doing our due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And now you hear, now this is like a common term even amongst, just the average common person.
Right.
They understand.
Yeah, I remember hearing that back in the day too.
But back then, this was like a thing that like only people who were studying the law knew what due diligence. What is that? That's just that word diligence wasn't even. But now, 2026, that's a word that even, the babies even understand what that means now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Do your homework, do your research, do what the necessary steps of doing your own studies. You know what I mean? So that you can really see what's going on out here.
Right.
Expect everybody to hand you all of the information. You know what I mean? Because that's the one thing the rich thrive on is information. Like they can all have riches, but the one thing that sets them apart from the next rich man is having some sort of like information that even the stockbrokers, like, insider trading. If you can, the people that knew the housing collapse in '08, speaking of 2008, the guys that capitalized off the betting against the housing, shorting the mortgage backed securities, they bet against it that they would collapse. But who would think that all these people would not be able to pay their mortgage, and they made a bet. Speaking of bets, what I mean, they bet against the housing market that it would collapse, and they were ahead of the game by like, they was knowing, seeing the signs of the collapse in 2006. There's a movie on it called The Short, that's based off a book that the guy is, and it's all based off the true story. The people who profited off of the, that housing crisis. They had to bail out all those banks and everything, and they bailed out the car companies and all. Without that, the whole shit would have collapsed. Then, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, because these banks were just creating derivatives, these fake derivative mortgage-backed securities that wasn't, you know what I mean, stable, and it all collapsed. But the guys who were smart enough to see, they had the insight, you know what I mean, to where they was making bets against it like 2 years in advance, and then when it finally all crumbled in '08, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people went under. Be banks, you know what I mean? Bankers, people lost a lot, you know what I mean? People was losing their houses. This was affecting the whole economy of the world. You know what I mean? But that just shows you the power of information versus how it can save you. Like you said, my people die for lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, just not knowing something can really, you know, hurt you. You know what I mean? Like,
Since you were speaking about 2008, I remember when I was in Atlanta. A lot of people have lost their jobs. I wasn't working. I was actually the only thing I was doing at that time. I think I was doing banquet serving, but I was doing that and I was doing my alkaline water and teas.
that's funny. I used to do that too through Motor City Casino. I was a banquet steward. It was
Yep, I worked there too. I worked there when I made it back here. I worked at Motor City Casino as well.
Yeah, I love that job. That was an easy job. All we did was what half the time all we did was break down tables and chairs and we gotta wait for the event to be over. That was a good job. If I ever was to come back to Detroit, I definitely would. That's what I was doing when I left. I was working there when I left.
Banquet serving is always open. You always get a job doing that.
Oh no, yeah. I actually got hired into Motor City through the agency I used to work for called SMS
I
over there.
work for them.
Yeah, I figure you did. They was the major one. They was sending everybody either to Marriott Hotel or Motor City, but I always
That's
would go to
right.
Motor City. You know what I'm saying? But I was so good, them guys brought me in, and I ended up actually working directly with Motor City Casino, like straight for them. And when I left, when the pandemic hit and they shut down the casino, they shut down the hospital. That's when I left.
Mm,
Jobs. I was working for Henry Ford Hospital and I was working at Motor City Casino. Yeah, I was working real hard, good too, with making a lot of money, but then all of that, it slowed up.
mm, mm.
Yeah, man, but like I was saying, man, intelligence don't cost, it don't always pay, but stupidity will always cost you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like,
That's a fact.
I mean, intelligence
Okay.
costs you a lot. All you gotta do is pay attention. You know what I'm saying? If you just pay attention to the signs and things that's going on around you, and try to make sense of it and do some research, like you said, that will save you from having to pay the cost of being ignorant and being stupid to something and blind to it. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, not knowing the ledge, that's when you fall off the edge. You don't know the ledge, you will fall off the edge. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people fall victim because they don't know enough.
And a lot of people don't want to learn, don't want to know no more than what they know. So that some people, I think a person that actually have the knowledge or have the time to want to hear, to do the research, to find out the information that they don't know, these are the ones who gain, because that's what happened with me. But like you said in 2008, when I was in 2008, matter of fact, I think that's when I lost my book on 20 40 42 laws, 48 or 42 laws of power. Excuse me, I was on the bus. I think I left that book on the bus, leaving the unemployment office just to get some funds because it was owed to me. But I remember seeing a lot of people come to the unemployment office, and about I really didn't even know it was as bad as it was until I really heard about it. But a lot of people was going through a certain situation at that time in 2008. I was like, man, I was living in it, but it didn't affect me.
Yeah, man, you know what? I was fortunate enough to not make a move because they was giving out so many mortgages. It was called what was it called? It's called like they had an acronym for it. Was it a they basically was giving out loan mortgages without even checking your background if you had a job or nothing. But
Mm,
place and they gave me a thing for $125,000. I could have went and got a house with it. But it's like, I wasn't really working to pay no note. And then once they call in that the whole thing collapses and your mortgage rates change up, I would have lost the house probably trying to. My cousin lost a house like that. You know what I
Mm,
mean? One of the people that went to one of these mortgage loan places and they give you they was just giving it to you without seeing if you had the ability to really pay for it. She went and got a house and all that and ended up having to walk away from it. I wasn't really super close with her. Otherwise, I could have showed her the produce the note thing because that was around the same time that I helped my homeboy with the produce the note so he could keep he got his house free and clear right over there off Grand River and Joy Road. But
mm.
yeah, he thought he was gonna have to walk away from it. I told him, man, don't leave that house. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I showed him how to keep it and everything like that. But yeah, man, it's all about knowing. You know what I mean? You got to know these things. People don't know, and they get you. And
That's
all
right.
I'm saying, you take a L, you take a loss just from not knowing.
But that's fact though.
But yeah, all this is betting. It's nothing really wrong with making a bet. It's all speculation. You have to make life is a gamble. Everything is a risk. Everything is an opportunity cost risk. You giving up one, because life is the pursuit of happiness, and happiness is just fortune. Being able to, seek fortune and opportunity. You know what I mean? But every time you go to do something, you giving up the opportunity somewhere else. So it's like that's a risk that you take. Like they say, is it better for me to stay in the house today or come out the house? Everything is a gamble. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you got to make educated, wise decisions based on, you look at stockbrokers, they invest in certain companies. That's nothing but a bet. You know what I mean? They bet on this. Oh, we see that this is going this. We know all of this information. We see that government is moving into this. They're gonna need these type of things. So it's best to go into this company because of this. We see that the times is, you know what I'm saying. So they're gonna make a lot of, So it's like people who had the insight, like myself. I knew about Bitcoin was gonna get. I remember when Bitcoin was $100. Me and the same brother, and we would listen to Alex Jones. I remember they would advertise the commercial when you could get bitcoins for $10. Then it went to $100. Then it went to the price of gold. Then it got to 10,000, 20, 50, $100,000 for one Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And nobody was when I was telling people to get into this. I didn't have no money. I wish I would. I was super struggled out when it was even when it was $100. You know what I mean? But like by the time I could get into it, it was really like the price of it had reached the price of gold an ounce. $1,300. Even now, silver coins. Me and brother Knowledge, we was getting the silver coins because we knew that fiat was nothing. We knew that fiat paper dollars is backed by zero.
Right.
It has no value, right? You know, so we was getting into the silver coins, learning that all of the silver dollar coins before the year is made of pure silver. You know what I mean? And they equal to almost a troy ounce. Yeah, we was getting them coins for like what 8, 9, 10, $11. Now 1 ounce of silver, I think it hit the high not too long ago. It was like 100 something dollars, 115, 130. Some places charging a premium. Almost $150 for an ounce now. So it's like just imagine if you've been stacking up your silver coins since '08. How much money now you got each coin that you paid the $8 for an ounce of silver. Now those coins are 100 and almost $150. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, just like being able to see the future, having a, a projection to see that 5 years ahead, 3 years ahead, 2 years, 10 years. Like an investor. You know what I mean? But a lot of people they instant gratification. They don't if they can't get instant. They don't like I was saying to you, staying true and sticking to something.
That means they're not consistent.
Exactly. You know what I mean? If you can't stay consistent with something, You know what I mean? You know you need the quick fix. Everything got to be quick and easy. Quick and easy. You know what I mean? You want it to be a quick flip today. You know what I mean? Most people, this is how they wired. Their brains are wired for a quick hit. They want a quick hit. You know, a quick come up, a lottery ticket, the quick scratch up. You know, they want to quickly go from nothing to something. You know, but yeah, it takes time to to really get somewhere to important. You know, you got to put in the time and the patience and the effort to keep going, even on a rainy day, to not give faith, to keep holding on. You know what I mean? Like I remember the Bitcoin crashed down. It went all the way up, then it crashed all the way down. You know what I mean? You got to be able to still hold on. You know what I mean? And say, you know what? I know this still going up. This is just it's like all things. They kind of go up and they go down. You know, that's the ebb and flow of life. They go up, they go down, they come back around. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta hang in there, man. And I understand a lot of times it's circumstances that force people to not think logically. You know what I mean? They go ahead and they make a move based off of the circumstances or just emotions due to the circumstances. You know what I mean? They not clearly separating the time from the thought. You know what I mean? And so there's and like they what they call it in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You make a decision that was rash. You know what I mean? Or hasty. You know what I mean? Instead of, and then you look back and say, "Damn it, I should have just. Why didn't I just, you know what I mean? Hang on a little more. If I'd have just kept sticking with this, I would be, you kind of switch gears instead of staying true. You keep trying too many things instead of just sticking true to one thing. You know, that'll get you further than just kind of keep. It's like a saying, if you want the pot to boil, you can't keep taking it off the hot. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave it on there.
Now
But
me, like while you saying that, that reminds me of two different things, or two things rather. One thing is I call it momentum. Like what you just said. Always look at like when you start something, if you got like a pot of water or a bowl of water or a tub of water, and you take a stick, it's stagnant first, it's just sitting there. When you put that stick in, once you start spinning, the momentum have to start. Once that momentum starts, now it starts to spin. Once that momentum starts to spin, now you start getting, I wouldn't say friction, but the momentum is starting to turn. And now you're getting a whirlpool. That's the momentum that you start once you stick the stick in. I look at that when you start a job, anything that anyone do. Once you start something, you be consistent. That's another thing, consistency. Like me, the fact that where I'm at now in my alkaline water, my teas, like you was asking me the other day. Like me and my teas and stuff. It's out there. A lot of people know about them, you know, and there's certain things that you have to do strategically, especially in the position that I'm in, being sovereign, and compared to where I was and how big it had gotten in the stores I was in, then it came down because of certain situations. Now I know how to put them back in, but I'll make sure that I can be strategic when I do it this time. So understanding that and knowing the difference, and the key is being consistent at everything you do. No matter whatever it is you're consistent at, something's gonna come out of it. They used to give me that when I was in Atlanta. When I used to be around, I was up and down and around town making sales with my alkaline water and alkaline teas everywhere. Like you also said, rain, snow. When I'm out there and they see me coming, hey man, you still out here? Man, shoot, I wouldn't. I said, man, it's got to be done. It's got to get out here and make it happen. So the more you consistent, the people will see and understand you for your consistency. Then they will understand your integrity as well. Just no different than I do this. I'm on each night when I come on. I may get on just a little later than usual, just like I did tonight. It was like after about 9:30 when I got on tonight. But I was trying to get this computer set up and all my other situations set up. And now I got this YouTube Live, but now I'm using that for the other computer, and I'm still using the new computer, laptop that is for Zoom, which I think we're gonna go ahead and get ready to end part one right now. But I'm glad you had a conversation, bro. I really testing tonight because when my wife told me that Super Bowl was that everybody I didn't even know Super Bowl was going on today. When my wife told me Super Bowl was going on, she said, ain't nobody might not come. Everybody's game. I said, what game? She said Super Bowl. I said, oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't even know. Go to show how much I pay attention. I'm
yeah.
not into the games at all.
It just finished. Seattle just won the championship. This is their second championship
Oh, really?
in history. Yeah, and then, in the team's history, that team has only ever won it one other time before them. Uh,
That was a few years ago, wasn't it?
yeah, that was with the guy. What they call him? The Beast or something, Monster. I forgot his name, man. Marshall. What was his name? I can't think of his name right now, man. Yeah, but he was on that team.
I remember because I think what's his name? Cam Newton. He was on not the Jaguars. Was it the Jaguars? Cam Newton was on the team. They were
Yeah,
that's the year that they won. That's the year that Seattle won. Cam Newton was on the other team, and they blazed, huh?
I think that was when he played for what, Carolina or something like that.
Uh I don't remember because I would, like I said, I'm not reading the sports, but I remember I was in Mississippi at the time because my sister, she had like she had a sports store. She was selling sports regalia, like jerseys, and she's a Dallas fiend. She's crazy for Dallas, but that's when Seattle won. That's the first time they won when Seattle and I forgot their name. They had the Black Cat or the Jaguars. I forgot their name. I don't know. I forgot their name, but that's when Cam Newton was on that team. I remember that's the first time Seattle won, and this the second time I guess they done won.
Yeah, yeah, man. So, like you said, chances make champions, man. You got to stay consistent. You know what I mean? That's how you become a champion. You got to keep that consistency going. You know what I mean? Like you said, momentum. But yeah, the
That's it.
works two ways too. You keep that momentum going in the wrong direction, and it's gonna, you know what I'm saying, take you out of here.
There you go.
I mean, so you got to put in the good momentum.
Yep. Momentum and consistency. That's the key. Yep. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna pause this, should I say, pause it on Zoom, and we're gonna end it for YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for right now. Then we'll come back and talk some more about consistency and momentum. That we're probably gonna call tonight. Consistency of meaning things that we do mainly, whatever it is, as long as you're consistent in it, it's gonna happen. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's gonna be a good part for part two. So let me go ahead and pause you, my bro, over here on Zoom. My brother G1, me and my brother G1 having a conversation. But over here on YouTube, my brother Craig, I'm gonna read what he said again. He said, my brother Robert Craig said he's one of my brothers that's indexed. Who cares all the say who cares? All the sports are fake anyway. Too much gambling on the games. I've been stopped watching. Yep, and I understand. I didn't even know those games going on tonight, or whenever. I didn't even know. My wife reminded me while we sitting up here talking. So everyone, we'll be right back with part two. This is the end of part one. I'm gonna call this tonight since we, just having a conversation. But we'll call this consistency and momentum because this is what we need. We talking about little stuff in the past, 2008, things that happened at that time. And this is just something that people can think back on. So we're gonna pause it real quick and G1, gonna pause you and gonna say bye to everybody else. We're gonna start part two. Other than that, I like to say I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1 to 3. Yeah, that's me. showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be, waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. Excuse me, I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. Just sharing the information at this moment in time. Always be consistent, and with momentum, everything will start to come to pass because you got to put momentum in the consistency with what you're doing. So we'll be right back. We'll pause over here on Zoom. Be right back, G1. Want to pause you out? All right, we back. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael, Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How's everyone doing this beautiful night? Now, I didn't get a chance to tell the date. This is the night after the day of February 8th, 2026. February 8th, 2026. And this is, excuse me, Fight Fire with Truth. This is Fight Fire with Truth. And today, or tonight, shall I say, me and my brother G1 were just mainly talking a little bit of information on consistency and momentum. Momentum and consistency, should I say. Momentum and consistency. You know, by being consistent in what you're doing, you make things happen. We're just sharing things in general, talking about things that's happened, how people have gotten things and how things have happened for them by being consistent in the things they're doing. One thing that I can share with you on my point of view is how consistent I've been with my product. We're doing my alkaline water, my alkaline teas. Since I first got my machine, doing the water, doing the alkaline teas, a lot of things that has happened to other people. By me being consistent with what I'm doing, I've learned a lot of information. No different than being consistent by doing these nights. I've been doing these nights since I think I started back in 2019, was it? Excuse me. I think I've done Mikael's Knowledge the Truth since 2019 or 2018. But I've been doing it consistently. And it grew. It grew to different nights and then grew to the knowledge that I've come to know now and a lot of things that I'm sharing now. And I actually started with Juice Pro 33 when I was doing my indexing. And if you look down in my archives and my history in Juice Pro 33, you'll see when me and my baby we was doing um indexing classes in Detroit, indexing classes in Detroit. We were doing indexing classes here, and we was traveling doing. We went to Mississippi, and we also went to Atlanta a few times doing the indexing classes. And I've been consistent since that time. But excuse me. But also, I've had trolls come in and they play something on one of my pages, and my YouTube ended up getting terminated. So my last Juice Pro 2012 got terminated. So I'm back to my first YouTube, which I'm glad that didn't get terminated. So I was able to just jump back on that one and pick up from where I left off at. So just wanted to share that. But the key tonight is momentum and consistency. The more you're consistent in what you do, you're bound to make it happen. And as I always say, if you got a bucket of water and you stick a stick in there, like paint or whatever, I don't care how thick it is, start stirring. No matter how thick it is or how thin it is, when you start stirring, excuse me, that's your momentum. Once you get the momentum up, this is where your customer starts. This is where your customers come. This is where your fan base come. This is where people start to follow you. People start to follow you. If you have something that's interesting to them, if they're interested in, they're gonna start to follow you. When they start to follow you, that's when your momentum has begun. Being consistent, and then your momentum will carry it. Momentum will carry it. So momentum and consistency. I said momentum first, but I guess I should have said consistency and momentum. But I like momentum and consistency. It sounds better that way. So, other than that, G1s, anything else you wanted to share while we just getting back started with part two? We back on. And also, this was we kind of started off talking about because tonight, today, I guess you could say, was Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't even know. I forgot. I ain't forgot. I didn't even know. They go to show you how much I pay attention to sports because I'm not into it. Just letting you know. I'm not even into sports. So I didn't even know Super Bowl Sunday was tonight. But it gave me a chance to hook up my new computer. Um, so now I can hear anything that's coming through. And with my old computer, I'm actually on YouTube Live on there. So on that one, I'm on my YouTube Live on there, and with my other two devices, my other two phones, um, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. All of a sudden, excuse me, y'all. Boy, I don't know why all of a sudden these yarns just start coming on me all of a sudden from wherever. The other seeds fell. Nope, not you. Of my grapefruit seeds fell. But other than that, we here just chilling, what have you. Now, also was throwing out there to me when it comes to these games, it's still of the Roman Empire. So me and G1's a little bit, was talking a little bit about that as well. He mostly got off into the game. Me, I'm just talking about the games. I'm more like the Roman Empire because these are the gladiators of today. I always share that. And the Roman Empire has engulfed the world, and the world don't even know it. They don't even understand what they're following. You know, excuse me. So it's a lot of things that's happening today that people don't even realize. They're living in something that they don't even see. They don't even understand. Mm.
Yeah, even the numbers be Roman numbers when they put the Super Bowl number. It be like,
Exactly. There you go. Come on, bro. Say that again.
yeah, they don't even be the regular numbers. Like like some of these numbers, I don't even know what they is. No, like after they get to a certain point, they Roman numerals.
The Roman numerals. Exactly.
Yeah, they're using Roman numerals to even say what Super Bowl. Like, yeah, this is Super Bowl 60, and it was like a LV, and I'm like, what is LV? And like, I only know certain ones of the Roman numerals, but like LV, I know that's something, but I know V is 5
And
or
I
is
was just
LX.
about to say,
No, I think it's LX. I don't know what, but yeah,
but I was about to say, when I was in Mississippi, my first spiritual teacher, he broke down what 666 was in the scripture in the Bible, Revelation 13, when it said that man, the name of that 66 is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Shall I say? I'm not a quarter. And then when you Victorious Philly D is the Pope's name, and when you break down Victorious Victus Philly D, Victus Philly D. When you break all them down in Roman numerals, it adds up to 666. And you just came out with, you just said the magic word. They do use Roman numerals for those. And not only that, the Olympics is out now. That's Roman. That's the Roman. Remember the Romans and the gladiators and Greeks and stuff like that used to do the Roman. Now that's Greek mostly. Remember the Greeks? They used to do a lot of the Roman type of regalia in the Colosseums and things like that. Rome picked it up from the Greeks, and this is where you got the 5 rings at.
yeah, Olympia, all of that stuff, man.
Yeah, All this stuff what people don't even realize. This is stuff from ancient times, but people don't even know it. They're just participating and they even don't even look up the research to find out what it's from, what is it about. They don't research none of that. They just get into it because of where they at today.
Yeah, they even had Snoop Dogg in a couple Olympic commercials for the snow team, because it's the Winter Olympics. But like, yeah, over in Aspen right now. But yeah, man, they use people like Snoop to influence you into thinking, oh yeah, let's watch this, and you know what I mean. They just make it seem like it's just something, just you know, yeah,
And
man.
it's really just them being empowered. It's like, put like this. Instead of the stone, they're being empowered in the Stone Age. It's like the Jetsons in the time of the Flintstones. All of it is still the Roman Empire, but they went from the gladiators from ancient of days in the time of Caesar to the gladiators in the time of the Pope. They both still love the Roman Empire, but they changed the format of it. It's still Rome, but it's a different format. That's the momentum and the consistency that they did with the New World Order. A lot of people don't even know the New World Order been started. The New World Order started way back in 1933 or many before that, truthfully. Because Adam Weishaupt, he actually is over the Illuminati and the New World Order. And I remember if you ever read Adam Weishaupt and his story, because I read this when I was in Mississippi. I don't know why I read across, but I ended up reading that. I don't know how I came across to read it, but I remember reading that. And there was a guy on a horse. He was bringing some plans to start the New World Order at that time, but an act of the Creator struck him off the horse, killed him. It wasn't time for that yet, but it was going to happen. But at one time, it was an act of the Creator happened because they were going to do it earlier than it happened, sooner than it happened, but it happened. Adam Weishaupt, if you look up Adam Weishaupt, this is where the Illuminati started from the riches, from the families, from him and from their family. Matter of fact, one of the brothers married his sister. I think that's how it was because he wanted to keep the money in the family. Man, there's so much stuff that's out here people don't know. Father allowed me to understand a lot of information. Momentum and consistency. Momentum and consistency. And integrity, but consistency, not momentum and consistency, no matter what you do. If you're good, it's going to prosper. If you're bad, it's going to prosper in whatever that person is doing, but it's the consistency that a person is doing. Consistent. Keep moving, keep moving. Even if it's not right, they consistent in it is going to be right for them because people don't even realize.
Yeah, man, most people is consistently failing. You know what I mean? Like
Yep, there you go. That's true.
fail.
Yep,
You know what I mean? It's like when you're in class, if you don't consistently get them good grades, you're gonna be flunking out of the class. Like.
that's right. That's 100%. Consistently failing. That's true. Because a lot of them don't try to change. And then a lot of that consistency deals in what they call it insaneness. But they say a person that consistently do something, continually do something is insane if it's not working for them. That's insanity.
Or mentally, or as a mental health, it may not be straight insanity, but that just shows it's a reflection of your mentality is sick. You're mentally not, you know what
Stable.
I mean? Right. You're mentally unstable. Yes.
Yep. Mentally unstable. Mentally not stable. Yep. You gotta be consistent in what you're doing. You gotta be consistent, and the more you're consistent, just like they say Edison, even though I believe Edison stole some stuff from Nikolai Tesla, but they say he tried to make the light bulb so many times, and each time he got better. I guess that's where it's supposed to be.
Well, yeah, man.
Yeah,
Our mentality is important. You know what I mean? Because your mental is how you act. You move and talk and think. All of this is based off of your mentality. So Yeah, man. If you don't have the right mentality, you won't, like you said, your consistency is either going to be consistently bad or your consistency is, you constantly elevating because you have
Right.
the right mentality. You know what I mean? Whereas other people, they don't seem to progress. They stay stuck and stagnant in the
Is
same
yeah,
position.
their consistency is limited.
Yeah, they're kind of like or blank. You know what I mean? They don't make no progress. They just in the same place. They're not even going up or down. They just kind of stuck in park. You know what I mean? Their
Yep.
mentality is like parked
Yeah,
and
man.
no momentum at all. Like they're not going forward or backward. They just in
Stuck, like
neutral.
you said.
Some people they just in neutral. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, man. But one thing I can say, I'm glad that this new computer is up, man. I'm thankful for the brothers that shared, and I'm just thankful for the family, bro, because I got a few donations from them to come to brothers from there as well. So, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for, and I'm glad that they can see the difference in what's growing in what we're doing.
Yeah, man, that's good, bro. Like you said, brothers see the difference that it matters. You know what I mean? That what you
Yep.
making a difference. And
Yeah, bro. I guess we're gonna probably call this short tonight.
yeah, no, that's good, bro. You've been on since 9:30, so that's pretty.
Yeah, man. It's good, man. I'm glad you came through, chopped it up with us tonight. We just sit down and just chill, you know. And you said the Seahawks won though, huh?
Yep, they got their lick back because the last time they played in the Super Bowl was what Super Bowl 49. I forgot what year that was, but yeah, they actually paid the Patriots and the Patriots beat them. So, and that's funny that Marshawn Lynch, remember we was just talking about the last time the Seattle Hawks won, Marshawn Lynch was on the team. He had a commercial for Nike after the game was won, and he said, it seemed like you said, they might already know who's going to win. I don't know if they do stuff like this for both teams just in case one win or one or the other. But yeah, it's like they knew they was going to win because in the commercial, Marshawn Lynch is like sipping some tea and he's saying it's nice when you get your lick back. You know what I mean? Like how like last time they played the Patriots, they beat them in the Super Bowl. And that was Super Bowl 49 when they
Right.
played each other in the Super Bowl and Seattle lost. So, he was saying it's nice when you get your lick back, like how you know what I mean? Because they won the game. So it's like they already know they was gonna win. You know what I mean? Because how you got this commercial,
Mean what you're saying, they made the commercial before they even start the game.
right? Yeah, and it's like they had it ready just in case they won. Or why would you make a commercial just in case they win? And like unless you know they're gonna, what I mean? I mean these companies got money to do stuff like that to have commercials for either way, however it play out. But I don't believe that they just happen to have one made. They knew this was probably going. You know what I mean? Even the whole like you were saying the earlier the brother was talking about betting. Like it's a lot. It's been a lot of scandals with
I've been hearing a lot about them football games and stuff like that being already rigged. They already know what's going on down the line. They already know what's
even,
gonna happen.
even with just the conspiracy you have now because of the betting, you have there was a big NBA thing where Chauncey Billups and all of these a bunch of NBA players they even indicted uh what was the guy's name that played for the Pistons? Yeah, he even got suspended for a little bit because he was indicted by the FBI on all of these betting scandals where they like shaving points and the refs is, you know, adjusting the way the game play and all of this on player
Really.
everything. Yeah, man, that just shows you that these people are betting. Like one of the players was his man's would be like, bet on me to score this many points or not to score under this many points. And he won't score that many points. So his man could win and they bet through their homeboy and they win the money and shit. Yeah. So they was getting indicted or there's a whole NBA scandal. And yeah, it goes on in all sports. It's been proof. Well, it was a whole movie about the Yankees, what is it, last man out or something like that. With the Yankee team was whole one of the World Series was rigged. Yeah, man, like in forgot what years it was, in the 30s or something like that. They rigged it the one of the World Series. Yeah, man. So it's been long known that even in the movie Harlem Nights when he rigged the fight for him to take a loss, and then he bet so they could bet on him and make him think that he was gonna lose, and then they switched. They did a old rug.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So stuff like this has been going on. When you got juice, when you on the inside like that or high levels, you can make people, or you the ref, and your uncle, your brother-in-law made some bets on the game. You can call a couple extra fouls or whatever, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So with FanDuel and all of that, is more rampant, even more so, and just out and
All this
open.
stuff going. I believe pretty soon all this stuff gonna be cut out. All this stuff gonna be cut out just because it's like that.
But it seemed like this is what they want because all the people, this is all they got. You know what I mean? Like even all of these things, man, is like, the boo-boos, the little dials and stuff, blind by everything is becoming a gamble where you have to kind of like
That's why I say I believe all this stuff gonna get cut out.
casinos, everything, all of this stuff, you know what I mean? They want people to feel like they could get a quick chance because ain't no other way they can get nothing. You know what I mean? Like you can't really, most people can't deal with going the long term, or so it's like, these are like little quick fixes, and then you get people addicted to this.
And that's what they do. I think a lot of it's gonna get cut out. I think a lot of gonna end up the system is just gonna start falling. They're gonna start cutting a lot of stuff off because things have to get back straight. Things have to get back straight to the point where um a lot of this negativity, the stuff, all this stuff, family got to come back. People, the love got to come back. Everything got to come back. So a
But
lot of this stuff is getting ready to get cut. I believe a lot of stuff gonna get cut out soon. Not
they,
fast, not like a snap, but it's gonna start dwindling down.
but they say these are indicators of the fallen society of a, what do they call it, decadence, when it's right before the fall, like
There you go. That's right. There you go.
yeah. So like even like only, I don't know if you heard of OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know about OnlyFans.
Yeah, so stuff like that, when you are promoting women to sell your body, like this is, to get money, like this is, that just shows you that's another indicator of society is falling when they are promoting their women to do stuff like OnlyFans to make money. You know what I mean? As opposed to go to school, go to
And
college.
not only that, they made it like normal.
That's what I'm saying. When they normalizing this as a
There you
way to make
go. Yeah.
the college is more lucrative to go to OnlyFans to go get a degree and become smart. You know what I mean? Like people is getting money off doing stuff like playing video games, betting on FanDuel. Like that's how you know society is falling. It ain't like we talk about intelligence, getting intelligent and being smart and doing this. People feel like you don't have to do that for what? Go to become a doctor for what? Become a Get a job for what when I could just be OnlyFans or I could just play video games and make
And
money.
that's what I mean by that's gonna really I'm saying that's gonna go get cut out because oh that's on the negative side of life. Uh
The way it's gonna get cut out is once everything collapses. Yeah, that's
yeah,
because
that's what I'm talking about.
it's gonna
That's exactly what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's
because the
gonna
dollar
collapse. It's all gonna come
out.
to a halt in the end, but not all at once. It's gonna start coming, dwindling down slowly but surely. Put it like this,
Well, that's now. The trickling is
right?
happening in real time right now. That's
Right, because
trickle down.
remember how long they've been twerking on the phone. You don't hardly see them twerking like they use. Every time you look up, you make a page, you turn the page on Instagram. Somebody got their butt in the air twerking, 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 twerking. I thought they weren't gonna never stop that.
Well, it went to OnlyFans. That's because they learned how to monetize that and turn it into girls. Now they just showing off their body, getting lust. What do they call it? Thirst trapping
There you
guys
go.
to just
A lot of stuff is getting ready to get cut off because the crooked crows have to be made straight. I'll be right back. I listen. I can hear you, but I'll
Yeah,
be right back. I'm listening.
yeah, go ahead. Mhm.
But I hear you, bro.
Nah, I was just saying, man, like, yeah, eventually it's gonna have to happen because society ain't gonna have no money type stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Because the dollars, man, they getting less and less. You know, you starting to need more and more money just to buy acquired things. That's why the price of things like gold go up. Bitcoin was a creation of a hedge against inflation. You know, it's a deflationary currency. So every time that the dollar gets weaker and weaker, because they print more and more dollars, you know, Bitcoin goes up, gold goes up, silver goes up. Things that's real go up. The cost of real things like food and money and housing, all of these things go up because the dollar becomes worthless and worthless and worthless. And so silver and all these things are increasing in price because around the world, countries are getting out of the dollar. They getting off the dollar and they changing the dollars in for more gold, more silver. And so that's what's causing the prices to go up in these things. Because for a long time they try to manipulate the market to silver, because silver should actually be way higher. But they starting to, you know, silver and gold this year have reached record all time highs. You know what I mean? An ounce of silver, a gold now is like around $5,000. It hit 5,000. It dropped down a little bit, but these are all time record highs, man. Just
That's
in
true.
10 years ago, a gold was what, around 1,400, $1,500. Now it's $5,000 for an ounce. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's like all of this shows that the money is deflate. Like this equilibrium cannot be maintained. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why you're starting to see no more middle class. You know, middle class was when it could at least be an equilibrium, but now it's getting to straight being everybody's poor. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody, unless you part of the wealthy class who can buy up when shit gets low. Like, if you ain't one of these, what's that one guy everybody love to talk about that makes money?
Elon Musk.
Nah, not him. He's an older dude.
Um, I'm looking at his face right now. The one who promoted the vaccines.
Nah, he's a bank dude, man, into investing. Jay-Z and all these people love to mention this guy's name. I can't think of his name, man. I wish I could. Dang, investing type dude. He's worth mad money. He's like 90, 80 something years old.
Mm. He
Bill,
ain't one of the Rockefellers, is he?
he's like type one of them type dudes. Let me see. Let's see if I can Google him up.
But what about him? Even though you're looking for him, what is that he do?
Oh, well, like how these people they consult. Well, the rich, every time things get cheap, when these collapses happen, the transfer of wealth, they buy up more of the stocks. When stocks drop, once everything collapses, they got the money to still come in and buy up everything cheap. You understand? Like, when you losing your house for pennies on the dollar because you can't keep up with the cost of inflation. And these rich people are, these is when the market drops down, this is when they go and buy stock. Damn, I want to get you this guy's name. Hold on, let me see if I can find him.
Mm.
Warren Buffett. You know what I'm talking
Warren,
about?
yeah, I heard that name. Yeah, Warren Buffett. Yep.
Yeah, he's a former CEO conglomerate. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, him brothers like him, he's not he ain't my brother, but like, you know what I'm saying? Guys, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like they going around with all of this money and stuff. Yeah, man. And it just shows you that this stuff is gonna collapse, man, because it just can't keep printing money. And then that's another thing. I heard somebody ask a good question. It's like, when you look at all of these places that's getting all of these grants, but you find out they scandals, right? Like they talked about over there in Minnesota, all of the people that's coming from Somalia was setting up all of these daycares and stuff and charging the government, getting grants and money and stuff for people that then they got, they getting daycare money from all of that. Like, how people, mothers could get child care money paid for the welfare and all of this stuff. They paying for these places to be funded, and they ain't even getting they ain't no kids there. And they got whole groups of them coming there to just set up, and they funneled like a billion something, $2-3 billion from the government and sent it overseas to their people. And it's a whole scandal thing about that. But this is just one of them that's uncovered. And when you look at the $1 trillion of debt that they say, it's like, who do we don't owe this money is, yeah, they saying we in debt, but this is probably all a lie. I mean, not that it probably is a lie, it's that it's a it's a it's a scandal. It's like, in a way, like, okay, you saying you borrowed all of this, printed all of this money up. Yeah, you did, but for what reason? You know what I mean? It's so
Mm-hmm.
these people is getting rich, and then they saying to the people, "Yeah, this is so we can fund the government and da 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 da." But it ain't. It ain't to fund the government. It's so that people can steal money, and then they put it all on the backs of the people. You know what I mean? So just think about it. All these trillions of dollars that they keep printing up, they don't. They print it up and don't care because they getting their family rich. These people that's in politics and getting into these programs and know how to write grants and set up 501c3s or LLCs and all of these different things, and they know how to tap into this and open up credit and get money and get the money and the debit, all of this stuff. They get rich, you know what I mean, while the debt goes up off of this, you know what I mean, because they got the system set up to where, yeah, this is being charged under this debt system, the debits and credits to the Federal Reserve and all of this stuff, the IRS and all of this. There's a new Fed chairman. Trump just appointed a new Fed chairman of the Federal Reserve and all of this kind of stuff like this. And they claiming, yo, yeah, the country is so much trillions in debt. But it's like, what did y'all, you know, that's one of these questions that made me say, right, it's got to be a scandal to this. Like, they telling the people to just take it on face value that, yeah, we use the money in order to fund the army and all of these programs and departments of education and stuff, but really it ain't. All this money is being stolen. All of these things that's going on, all of these different scandals and stuff like this, like, it's showing that everywhere you look is some sort of crooked scandal going on behind all of this money, and yet it's being told to the people that, yeah, we are in debt, the country's in trillions in debt and all of this stuff, but we not. I mean, we already know we not, because it's fake money anyway. But like I'm saying, even if you just look at that and take it on face value, but then you got to look at it, all right, they say they spending money on all this stuff, they not. Look how the infrastructure of America, everything's dwindling down. There's no, bridges is collapsing, holes and potholes and buildings, infrastructures is collapse. All kind of stuff is just falling apart. You don't see no growth. Like, it ain't like you go to cities like Dubai, where they like everything is state of the art. Cities are looking like, you know what I'm saying, out of this world. And you would think we in America, we living off infrastructures that was created in the 30s and the 40s under the, what was that president that went to the created the works program and all of this stuff under the, when they was going to war, they built all of these bridges and all of these cities and building all these buildings. Ain't nothing new, and all of the new stuff is all cheap and don't even last a couple. It's break down before a couple years, and it can't even last the test of time like the stuff they was building. So it's just like, where's all of the money to be? Where's the trillions of dollars like to be shown like at? What do we got for all of this trillions in debt? Like, when everybody's broke, all of the money ain't worth nothing. All of the, people, Ain't no, good schools here. Ain't no great medical systems. No great, you know what I'm saying? We not, you know what I'm saying? What is so great for all of this money that got is in debt? Trillions of dollars is like a number that's hard for a lot of people to really comprehend. But like they say every 90 days we go another $1 trillion in debt. They act, because of that compounded interest on just the money, like every 90 days, that's another $1 trillion.
But how do you think and why do you think that that's supposed to happen? How do you think that's supposed to happen?
I just told you why, because I think that the real scandal is that all these people that's in these positions to access this stuff and connected into these places, they are the ones getting rich. And so they don't care about they people because they like the aristocrats. They getting paid. They know my family gonna be straight for the next 100 years. We getting them in position. I'm making sure my family's gonna eat. I don't care about the rest of the people in America that's starving and can't take care of their medical bills or prescriptions, or the old people that's went to war. I don't care. These people don't care. They kind of like they psychopaths. They only manipulate people for, that's another thing too. We talked about the mental health, man. They say that a lot of CEOs and like people in the positions of authority have a lot of traits and test almost the same as a lot of social psychopaths. So it's like once you get on the level of a person with a lot of power and money, it's like that movie American Psycho, where he was like a Wall Street, he had this disguise, he puts on this suit and he looks rich, and he's a, what I mean, he blends in, and you don't think that he's a killer, but at night he gets wild into some crazy stuff. He's doing serial killings, and you know what I mean? He's a psychopath, but you on face value respect him. He gets married, so, they merit and give him awards for, all of these things, that he does, stockbroker and all of this stuff. But like, he don't care about, he has no empathy for no one but himself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and so like that's how a lot of these people, and like that's why they say politicians don't never do nothing. They don't never change. They don't really help no one but themselves. You get what I'm saying? And so that's like, we look into all these politics, you got people divided. That's how they divide and conquer the people. They keep you either on one side, even with the Roman sports game, you got the Democrats, the Republicans. That's all. Even that is the Senate. All of these terms is the Senate. That's some Roman stuff. The whole senator, these terminologies, they come from Roman types of the Congress and all of that stuff. That's that whole way they move, you know what I mean? And they don't care about nothing but them. The people, it's like, let them eat cake, let them, get them bread and circuses. Like you said, get them some football, get them some, you know, social media, get them some little trinket things to keep them busy out of our business while we steal this money. Keep them dumb to understanding how finances work, how the terminologies we use. That's why when it's like, you ever watch the news, everything be sounding regular till they turn on the finance report and start talking about Wall Street and this and that. Dow Jones, they start rhyming off all this stuff, and it sounds like foreign language, like they speaking a whole nother type of lingo. You get what I'm saying? They start coming up with terms and words that go above the regular man head. And it's like, wow, most people, they ain't even got, like you said, they can't research all this stuff, and all they can think about is getting, food, clothing, and shelter, or they stuck in the rat race of just going to work, coming home tired, you know what I mean? Get up, do it again. They don't got time to even learn hardly anything.
And that's how they got it set up.
Right. Yeah, they got it set up like that. So, like I said, man, like these people don't care, man. They psychopaths. They will send people to war. They get people killed. They don't care. Long as they ain't the ones going to war, long as they ain't the ones suffering, long as they got money, long as they don't care about, look how all them people had to
And
almost.
G1, guess what? And that's why we doing our sovereign classes. That's the reason why we have our position of having people getting their private office and their executive office. We're on a whole different level. Everything you just got through saying is what the people are going through. Matter of fact, everything you just got through saying, everything you just got through describing, saying, and talking about is right here. I want to say this one thing real quick. Hold on. Right here, Revelation 12:12. Everything you saying about the stuff they're going through, the stuff the people going through, right here, Revelation 12:12, it states, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. That's us and the people in my class, I know. Maybe other people doing it, but we know where we at. But this right here, what you just got through speaking on. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. But this is what you was just saying. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is the system, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He's doing that now. And if you notice, I don't know, I know you in New York, but bro, they've been showing a lot of these police cars out here been stopping people they lately and taking cars and everything. The system got a short time and they going out. They going out because we waking up. The money you talking about, really, there is no money. When you look at HJR 192, there is no money. But the money we talking about, the real money, what you're saying is the gold and the silver and precious metals. That's the real money. But a lot of stuff that you're saying is because the system got it set up like that. The people keep people occupied, to keep people in the rat race, going to work the next day, getting what they can. The system is set up like that.
Yeah,
But now,
real commodities is the things that you can actually agriculturally, like,
right, exactly, right.
you have to mine
To barter with.
silver, you have to grow apples, you have to grow oranges, you need, water. All of these things are real commodities. Like
There you
dollars
go.
are not real, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like time is real. All this other stuff is not. Like, this, well, when it comes to fiat currency, is all fake. You know what I mean? And it's worthless because it's like it's ridiculous that you can save money and the money you got in the bank now can buy less than what it was worth when you earned it. You get what I'm saying? And it's
Yep,
like, what
yep.
type of game is that? Like, what part of the game is that right there? Like, you know what I mean? When I just made my time, was this money was worth this, and now you telling me I need, twice as much money to buy the same stuff I could buy, you know, couple years ago. Like, it's just don't, it's not adding up. And you saying we in debt and we got to keep getting more. Like, it's just like I said, they keeping people lost. They keeping people sleep.
There you
They got,
go.
or even they hit, even in the movie Avengers and all of that, how they talked about predicting the Civil War. And right now, what you got people going against, the ICE, and the ICE. Some people for ICE, they against ICE. They got people falling out because they want, some people is with the ICE, the illegals here, and they don't want them here. It's all of these different factions of government. Whether this Republican, Democrats, you got the MAGA, you got all of these, the Democrats, all of these people is
Yeah,
civil.
all that's all that's part of the distraction.
Yeah, it's all the Civil War that they even predicted. So they plan for all of this to happen. They knew
That
it,
exactly.
and they planned
See,
for it to
see,
happen.
when you can see through all that, that's why in the indexing, Dr. Henderson that told us long before, sit back, eat your popcorn. Don't even get when they do all that marching and stuff. Don't even get out there with them. That was on indexing. Getting in the position we're in now, we over all the ones that's doing the stuff that got the stuff planned. We understand a lot. We see things that's going on. By understanding the things that's happening, we're sitting back and all we can do is just like I'm doing now. Invite people to come on, because by being private, we don't talk. Now I was talking about all my court cases and stuff like that on live. On private, this is a whole different story. It's a whole different jurisdiction. That's the reason why we're bringing people to the private side, and it's up to them to come. If they come, they can see what they're getting into. But it's their choice to stay or not. It's their choice. But
Yo,
hey, like you saying, with all the stuff you saying, it's the end of a day now. It's the end of a certain time limit, and it all depends on those who choose to stand up or choose who wants to be in a different mind state and a different lifestyle compared to those who like it. These Democrats went all year. Check this out. Me and my baby, we talked about this earlier today. All last year they were going against Trump. Trump, 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 Trump. Sound like it's dying down. It's in a year now. Sound like all this stuff against Trump is dying down now. A lot of stuff that they were saying or whatever is beginning. And I'm not saying I'm for them or against because where we not even in the system. We're watchmen. We sit back, we watch what's going on. And by sitting back, watch what's going on, we see and understand what's happening. We understand that the Republic is back. Not the Republican party or Democrat. We understand that the Republic, which he actually took an oath on last year on the 19th of January instead of the 20th of January, which means that he brought the real Constitution back, but he had to bring it in slowly because he couldn't just say, everybody can see. Slowly but surely, people are recognizing the real Constitution is back. But a lot of people don't know it. Saying that's what I meant by being private. See, private is where we're standing in knowing what's going on compared to the rest of the masses following the Democrats. The Democrats has got everybody's mind state on one thing when they know that they're the ones that's doing what you're saying. All the money that they going, all the funds that Elon Musk went and found out that they was embezzling and doing undercover. When Elon Musk went and found that and people didn't want to believe it, that's what was going on.
Yo,
That and a
what's
whole lot
crazy
more,
is
but people
Elon
didn't.
Musk is you know how people talk about welfare, right? You getting subsidized by the government, they giving you food stamps, that's called subsidized.
Right, right.
Right? But Elon Musk gets all of his wealth from government subsidies.
Is he getting all of it from them?
Yeah, because his cars ain't even doing like that great. Like his whole little Tesla company is not as good as people like on face value think that he gets subsidies for Tesla from the government for all of that what is it called? What's them programs called for the cars when you drive what's them cars called? So when it's not gas, they want you to be doing
Oh,
like
electric.
yeah, but like it's how they wanted you to do the solar panels. It was a credit. You get a tax credit, subsidies for providing these cars that's supposed to help the work, under the guise, under the face mask of yeah, this is so that this can help.
That is green. What you saying? Help society, help the economy.
The earth helps the earth.
Right, green. They say green. Yeah.
Yeah. So all under this fake type thing, they getting, money. He's getting government grants and things, big money, tax write-offs and all of this stuff.
Well, you do know a lot of people do that. A lot of people get grants. I mean, not just him. I'm not saying that's how I get it or not. My main thing is that a lot of people get grants. I mean, see, a lot of people looking at directly at him for the grant stuff he get. Everybody that write grants, they try to write grants to get subsidies or try to get money for whatever it is they're doing for whatever business loans or whatever. A lot of people do that.
But
I remember a guy was telling me that.
that's about this trillions. These grants come from the government. This government gets their money from the Federal Reserve. So all of these trillions that go back to the people, the unborn people that gotta pay the debt, that gotta come pay taxes on debts that they wasn't even they ain't get no use out of none of this stuff. They wasn't even born coming into this world and gotta, all of this stuff with taxes and stuff. And then people talk about people on welfare like they some sort of like, you know what
But
I
guess where
mean?
that money is coming from?
When government, remember I told you they bailed out the banks, like all these people. Just imagine if you or I go and mess up our credit and we get bailed out for, we get thanked by the government help by bailing us out, and they don't do that, but they did it for the banks. They do it for people like Elon Musk. But let you or I, or just a small one person, a mother with children, they just say, "Oh, that's tough titty for her." You know what I mean? She just gotta tough it out. But these people, they get endless subsidies.
Remember when you said not too long ago, but my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge?
Like,
Remember when you said that?
yeah,
That
How many?
that information, that knowledge, and that what shall I say, those monies, the funds that these people could get, they choose not to get because they don't study.
How many
See, the the
people? I think
fund, the
that
funds that
I
them
think
people
for
are,
one,
the funds that the people are getting or that's coming from is coming from their pocket. The government, I don't even say government, they're corporation. The corporation goes into the funds. Let's just say you, for instance, you got funds that you may not know about. It's funds that's in your QSIPs that is being funded. Matter of fact, when people like you say, like when people get welfare, food stamps, all the kind insurance, all this stuff is already coming from their estate. That's one thing that's what I'm trying to tell you now about what I'm talking about. The stuff I'm telling you is what I know and where they're getting it from and how they. It's just learning how to access it.
yeah, but remember, you just said that money ain't even real. So when you
That's what I'm saying.
but what I'm trying to say is when you born, you don't have no gold attached to you or
It's
nothing.
credit.
So right, so there is no money to your name unless
No,
they
it's
make it.
credit. It's no
Unless
money. It's
they make
credit.
like that's what I'm saying. Unless they make credits to your name, there is no such thing because the only real money is gold, food, water. You know what I'm saying? Trees. Real resources. And
Right.
you born to the whole earth is shared for everybody. So we all have access to all of these resources. We can go out and have go look for these things on
But
our.
how do you? But the key is
But
how to
like this
access it. That's the
system is
key.
created by them. You know what I mean? This
How,
whole so yeah, you do gotta learn. You do need to learn, like you said, whether it's on the public side, setting up an LLC, learn how to utilize business credit, it's opening up, something, or whether it's like you said, going private and getting it through the private way or whatever, however way. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, people all can do this, and they need to realize that at this point, that's the way you gotta move. You gotta learn how to access the credits, the
there
debt.
you go.
You got to learn how to move off the credit and debit system.
There you
There's
go.
money, like you said, money is printed out of thin air. So you got to start playing the game how they playing it.
There you go. But the key is it's already there for us. We just don't know how. See, the people don't. Number one is this. They've taught us, they taught us ignorantly. I'm saying us because that's what they did. When we come up, as we going through school, the stuff that they're teaching us how to be slaves. They're not teaching us how to gain access to our accounts. That's what I'm trying to say. They're teaching us purposely. That's why what I try to get people to understand is this. Whose government is this? Is this our government or is this their government? Whose schools are we going to? Are we going to our schools and are we teaching our children or are we sending our children to their schools and they're teaching our children what our children are supposed to know? This is the difference. The sad part is this. We give our children to and I'm going to say it like this just to show the difference between the two. We give our children to the enemy for the enemy to teach us, or should I say, teach our children what we're supposed to be teaching them, but we're not teaching them what we're supposed to be teaching because we've given our children to the enemy to teach them. So they're going to learn what the enemy wants them to know to keep them enslaved in the first place. If we don't come to know the information we come to know, we're only going to stay enslaved by the enemy in the first place. Until we come out of the point of understanding that they're teaching us to be slaves. When you go, they're like no different. When you go into school, you go to lunch, back to class, and then home. That's all the way until you get out of school. Then you go into work, going to lunch, back to work, then back home. That's whether you're going to college, going to work for the rest of your life, but you're not learning to access the information that they have that you supposed to learn to get when you were 18. When you turn 18, it's just like you had a bank account waiting on you. You're supposed to know how to access this information once and I know you heard about, and you already did. You know certain things. You know about how to help people with their mortgages and stuff like that. That's a part of it. That's a piece of it. That's part of it. So it's just like learning. It's a bank account you have that you don't know about, that you're supposed to know about, but you don't know about it. But the system is acting as your parent, and they're funding you the things that you're supposed to learn. They're supposed to teach you, but they're not giving you what you they're keeping back knowledge that you're supposed to know. But yet still, that's why I said my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So this knowledge is for you, but if you're not going to step in the position to go get it, I ain't gonna give it to you. I'm gonna keep you dumb. You ain't gonna get it until you decide to stand up. You want to get it. This is where the knowledge comes in to where this is where, like I said, the class that we have, they growing. And the information is not for ignorant people. And I mean by that is this. That's why it's private.
Yeah, I get it, but some people they don't even want to be a part of that at all. You get what I'm saying?
And that's why they where they
That's why
are. That's true.
you got a lot of homeless people, right? That kind of know the truth, and like remember, like it's like a war between the psychopaths, the social psychopaths who run the CEOs and stuff like that. But then you have the homeless people who kind of know what's going on, but they just don't want to participate. And so because of this, they're kind of like they're at war with these sociopaths, and they're left to have to just be outside and deal with life on like living like that without things, without having a home, and that's their way to kind of like go against the system. You know what I mean? Because they rather just live outside off the land than to actually have to deal with the whole psychopath system. You know what I mean? And I get that. You know what I mean? Where some people like they find that balance of learning how to, they live kind of like with the truth of knowing what it is, but at the same time they know how to manipulate the financial to access, like you said, the fiat dollars in order to not have to be out in the streets. You know what I mean? So there's just different levels of it. Some people they
That's
just don't
true.
pay. Some people they just because there are multiple ways to beat the system. You know what I mean? There's multiple counteractive ways to not have to live by this system and live off the land, because like I said, the earth has enough everything you see comes from the earth. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
from
Let,
the
let me
fight
let me let me ask you, what about to tell you this is your system, but it got hijacked and it's waiting for you to take it back? That's the difference. See, that's the difference that people are what you're saying, like let's just use an example, the homeless people, you said that they don't want to go against the system because they know that the what you call those people
I ain't say didn't want to go against them. I said they know what the truth is. They can see everything about the truth.
right,
They just, it's just the energy. They just rather not give any energy to it and just kind of like prefer to just know the truth
just label alone.
and
But
just,
that's their choice. I'm with you on that. But
yeah.
see, that's the whole point. We all have a choice. See, it's just like if there's people that has put like this, you got a house and you know these people came and took your house unlawfully or illegally, however you want to say it. They are of the you just gave them a name. I forgot the name you just gave them. But they did it illegally and unlawfully. You can use the same system. Truthfully, that's the reason why they say legal and lawful. See, legal is the opposite of lawful.
All right.
And what this system does is use legalese,
Let me
but
ask
you can use the law to beat the legal
you how
because the law is the
pay
real
your
law.
off. Say
And
you
that's
pay.
the two difference. The
Say you,
legal is of the satanic. I'm just on like the negative forces. I put it like that. The legal is the negative forces. The lawful is the righteous forces. But a lot of people think they're the same, but they're not. Until we recognize and until we step into the point of understanding where we are and who we are, the legal gonna stay in charge.
hey, but listen, this is what I'm trying to say. I know that the corruption exists even in the lawful side.
No,
Because
it
you got
don't.
corrupt
No, no,
judges,
no,
you
no,
got people.
no, 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 no. It don't, bruh. It don't. That's the
Listen to
difference.
me.
And see, what you're saying is,
Listen to
I'm listening.
this. Listen to me. It's a bunch of people that's corrupt in every system. You know what I mean? No system is untouched. So what I'm trying to say is this, right? Like you could pay your whole house off, right? Own your whole crib. Now, if it's a society collapses, right? They have armies, they have militaries that could come. Like, say you in your whole block, you was the only one smart enough to build a bunker, a with power generators, solar power.
Yeah.
So when they
Uh-huh.
it came through, knock out the whole neighborhood. Everybody's struggling, looking for how to survive, and they see that your house has all of this, right? And a military army comes to there and says, under eminent domain, some people come to your door with guns, about 20 people deep, a captain, a judge, all saying, yeah, we're gonna come. We have to under eminent domain, we are confiscating your house for commandeering it for our use. You can leave. What do you do?
That all depends on now. That's the difference. If they come there, they have to come there with a certain type of authority and understanding that.
Body done collapse right now. We in a whole, like, was we getting ready to talk? We talk about civil war, right? We talking about how, like, we already at a point where people is outside in the cold, negative degrees, going against ice, and just so let's just say that society have collapsed. There is no government is broken into factions, and everyone is fighting to see who is going to take power, right? Like, let's just say, you got, like you said, we already have these sorts of Republicans. You got the far left, the middle, you got far right wing, the far left wing. You got three different factions of Democrats, three different factions of Republicans, and they all are trying to vie for power, right? And this isn't a collapse. You have set up, your homestead. You got everything. You was a prepper. You had everything prepared. You got things on deck, money, water. In the basement, you got heating, get generators, gas, oil ready in case the collapse. And these people come to your door with guns. What is your resolution? Not,
It's
and
all
I ain't
that's all
talking about your neighbors.
hypothetical.
I ain't talking about your neighbors coming to your door. I'm talking about like a military squadron or some sort of
Okay, now let me share.
police force
Okay, let me
roll
share.
up to you.
Let me share some
What
with
is
you.
the
Let me
law?
share
Like,
to your scenario.
what type of laws are you gonna like? Uh,
Let me share with
Wait,
you to your
hold on. I
scenario.
want to just say this. Other than having a firearm on you, what type of laws are you gonna
That's
enact?
what I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you right now.
And remind you, they coming to your door with firearms and multiple
I'm
people.
about to tell you right now. See, it all depends on your mindset. If
But I
you're ready to
ask you.
accept what I'm
That's
about
why
to
I'm
share,
asking you. I want to hear from your mindset.
I'm trying to give it to you.
Mhm.
What I'm trying to give you understanding is this. See, law is law. A lot of people don't understand. See, the average man.
But listen, in a
Okay,
collapse,
wait a minute.
in
You asked me to answer your
anarchy,
question. You
you know
asked me, I'm
anarchy.
trying to answer your question. You give me different seven scenarios.
Hold on, no. I just want to say this before you answer. Anarchy is the absence of law. In a situation with it, law is when everything is in civilized manner. But when everything gets uncivilized, what is ain't no law when shit gets uncivilized. But go ahead. Anarchy means that exactly. There is no law. In a riot and when everything is going crazy in civil war, that means ain't no law. This is a war. But go ahead.
You said army, right?
It could be. I'm just saying, like, an army meaning a group of people that is armed
You didn't say that.
heavily and they are moving
You talking about
militant.
the system being come. You said it's the system coming to you that as an army, they said they come to you at a certain
Obviously
type.
these are gonna be some type of people that are like was high up in the system when it collapsed. Yeah, some sort of, you know, group that's gonna still stay banded together. You know how people in these zombie movies they band together in factions, like in all these different collapses.
Well,
They
all that's hypothetical. What I'm saying is, if you talk,
that's what I want to ask you. Everything is hypothetical.
because you kept moving the coal post. Every time I got ready to stop, you went somewhere else with it.
Well,
The
that's because I make
first
sure
thing,
you
first
understand.
thing that you asked me a question. You asked me a question about the law, and I'm trying to tell you about legal and lawful.
All right, go ahead.
I'm trying to give you the difference between legal and lawful. The legal leads is the stuff that this government been going by. See, right now, I can give you an understanding right now of what's going on right now compared to what's happening with some of my people. But I'm not gonna go on into that because it's private. But the point I'm trying to give to you and let you understand is this: the law is the law. Legalese is what people think the law is. See, and until you get into the position, that's just like a first grader trying to tell a fifth grader what's going on in the fifth grade, but the first grade don't know nothing about the fifth grade because you ain't even made it to second, third, and fourth grade yet. So if you only know what you know in the first grade, you can't know what's
But
going on.
remember, I've been in the law library. I know.
I'm not
Remember, I
even
described due
listen,
diligence
bro.
to you. I know the difference
I'm
between
trying to answer your question. Every
lawful.
time I get you ask me,
Yeah,
I'm
but you
trying,
talking to me, G. You're not talking to like somebody who don't know
bro.
the difference between.
I'm talking to you. I'm trying to
Yeah, yeah.
listen,
So tell me,
listen.
yeah,
Let me ask you a question. Are
not the
you
people
at the
that don't.
point? I'm trying to talk to you, but you keep cutting me off because you got your own mindset set. Let me ask you a question. Have you got to the point where the police is coming behind you and they run from you? Have you gotten to that point yet? Yes or no?
I ain't talking about in a regular.
I'm asking you now
I'm
because
talking
that's
about
happening with
in a
me.
mili-
That's happening with
in a
my
every.
students, but
Oh,
you ain't
I am.
listening. See,
This
your
I am.
mind is set with where your mind is
Listen,
set at. You ain't
listen,
going no further than what
listen,
you believe. I'm
because you
trying
are
to give you
talking
some outside
about.
of what you believe.
You talking about in a normal setting, and I asked you in an abnormal setting. I ain't talking about in the everyday regular world where life is just regular and everything is normal. I asked you in a situation when the whole world around us have
That's
collapsed.
hypothetical. That's a movie.
It's a question. I want to know what you're gonna do in this situation.
I'm telling you. I'm
I
trying to
ain't
give
talking
you.
about just I'm going to the store in my car and it's
No,
just a regular
you're
store.
not listening to me.
Talking about society around
You're
us
not
have
listening to
collapsed.
me. You're not listening because you're still talking hypothetical.
People
Right
are
now, I can
going,
say,
bro.
well,
No, the story I'm giving
I ain't
you.
gonna do nothing. They're just gonna come and take my stuff.
Okay, that's what I'm
That's
talking.
what you want to hear. I know that's
No,
what you
I
want to
want to hear
hear.
what you want to do, what your resolution would
I
be.
just told you. If you want to hear, I'm gonna let them take my stuff. That's
And
all. That's
unless
what
you
I'm gonna
got
give you.
a
But
megaton bomb on you,
I'm trying to give you some
that's pretty much
understanding of something you
everyone.
don't know.
That's
But you
pretty much
don't want to
every
hear what I'm trying to tell you.
exactly. So that's pretty much everyone's solution. Unless they have some sort of nuclear weapon, that's everybody gonna do what you just said. Give up the good.
That's according to you.
If
Like I
somebody put
said,
in
if
a
you in the
gun,
first grade, you don't know what's going on in the
if
fifth
somebody
grade.
put a gun to your head, you giving it up. That's it. It's no lawful paper that's gonna stop a criminal from criminals murder against the law, right? So it's like it's nothing you could do when somebody got a gun to you. Is no lawful nothing about that. Ain't no lawful talking this person lawfully out of doing anything they want to do when they have the gun. That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
You know something? That's what you've seen so far. But until you, I keep trying to get you to understand. Until you learn more information, you only know what you know.
I mean, it's just the facts, bro. Like military governments, they go to war with, and they got laws.
Until you find out more information, you only know what you know. That's a fact.
All I know is ain't no one man army. Period. Like ain't no law that's a one man
I
army.
never said that. What I'm saying is you only know what you know until you find out more. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's a fact with everything. That could be
But this is what I'm trying to give you understanding
that
to.
I might not
But
know
see, your mind is
Jackson
already
made a
made
song
up.
until I hear it. I might not know. Oh, Michael Jackson wrote this song until I see that he wrote. Like I mean,
Exactly.
but that don't stop nothing. You know what I mean? Like that won't. That's like that's not really touching on what I'm trying to talk
I
about.
know it's not. You know why? Because you can't. It's just like a person never
I'm just trying to say
understanding.
law is not gonna solve everything in the universe, bro. Like law, because the only real laws of the universe is the laws of physics, the law of gravity. You know, these are the laws that are unstoppable. Like no gun can go against the law of gravity. It is no man or
Let me
force
ask you
of
a
army.
question. Have you
Wait,
ever
no,
heard
no.
the
Let me finish
term
saying this.
Have
There
you
is
ever heard the
no
term
army.
the
There is
pen
no
is mightier
army.
than the sword? Have you
There
ever
is
heard
no
that?
army
You ain't
that
heard
can.
what I said.
There
You too
is
busy
no
talking.
army that can go
You
against
ain't
the
heard a
law of
word I
gravity.
said.
Look, I'm
Have
trying
you
to
heard the term the
talk,
pen
and you
is
ain't letting me
mightier
say
than the
what I'm trying to
sword?
say.
Have you heard that?
But there is no law.
You ain't heard a
There's
word I
no
said.
man. There's no man that could go against the law of
The
gravity.
question again is, have you heard that the pen is mightier than the sword? Have you heard that? Yes or
In
no?
what sense?
The pen is mightier than the sword. Have you heard that?
So if we out in the battlefield, you telling me your ink pen is stronger than my gun?
We on the battlefield right now, and yes, it is.
I'm talking about we really going to war. I'm
We at war
shooting.
right now,
So
and yes, it
if
is.
I drive by your house right now and spray the AK at your window, you gonna pull out an ink pen?
Bruh, if you were to do that and they got, believe me, you wouldn't get no further than you think you're getting. It's a whole lot. I keep trying to tell you. Listen, if your mind is set where it is, you only can go as far as you know. Like I said, first grade
I
can't
mean,
take you
that's
to
the
the fifth
saying.
grade.
The pen is mightier than the sword is a saying. I get it. It can
Oh,
be
but
in
hold
certain
on.
situations. Listen, in certain situations, it can be. Yeah, in a civilized manner. Yeah, you can write some things and get a lot further with a pen than you can just pulling a gun on people. Yes, in a regular setting of civilization, yeah, I can go around and write letters and you know, build with the pen better. Like they say, what does it say? You can get more flies with, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So yeah, in that type of sense, yeah, you can get more done in a world where there's civil, everything is civilized. Yeah, I can run around and do more with a pen than I can, with a yeah, I can set up businesses with a pen versus me trying to rob banks with a gun and think I'm gonna keep being able to rob the bank and keep robbing the bank and rob.
How do you think these rich people that you were just talking about earlier, how you think that they're robbing people?
I mean, that's one. Yeah, and you can rob a.
I'm asking you, how do you
Yeah,
think that? How do you think that rob? Do you think they're going and robbing and sticking people up, or you think they're using
you
this?
can rob with a pen as well. Yes,
Well,
that.
this is the same thing that'll stop them in their tracks by the law. They're using legal. We use the law. That's the difference. That's what I'm trying to
And
get you to
that's all I'm trying.
understand.
And I'm just trying to make a difference that law can only work in a lawful, civilized place.
So you thinking on thuggish. You thinking on
I
the
ain't no. I ain't thinking thuggish. I'm
you
thinking
have
like
to be. Thugs
thinking
use
about war.
guns.
I'm thinking about war. That ain't got nothing to do with thug.
Thugs use guns. Thugs are still warriors. They use guns. You're thinking on thuggish. You're thinking on people. What you say?
The
Ride
government is
by
not
and
thug.
spray up the house, right? You said ride by and spray up the house. Them thugs. I'm not talking
I'm
about
saying
thugs.
in a war. I was talking about war though. I said if I come
It's,
by your house, if we have war, then and I come by and use a war tactic of driving by at your house
but why
and
would why? But
shooting.
hold on. Who am I? I'm not dealing with people like that. I don't deal with them type of people that do that. So why would that's not even concerning me? That
But
don't.
what I'm trying to say is the people that do take from you, the ones if in the collapse, that's what I try to say. They is gonna take from you. They ain't
Well,
they
bro,
psychopath. You
wait a
forgot the
minute.
whole
Hold
thing
on.
I said about people in authority and CEOs are psychopaths. They are thugs. They gonna come take your shit.
So
They not moving
you
lawfully.
tell me CEOs gonna come by with a gun instead of a pen. So
You
you
not
tell me CEOs is gonna
see
come with
you
a
trying to
gun.
tailor life to like it's just tailored to
But
way you want.
can you see the conversation? Can you see the way your conversation is going? I'm trying to give you something on a whole different level.
Giving you
You trying to make
bro.
you trying to
Many
take.
people, it's many people on YouTube that talk about the exact same thing about in the collapse, how government factions, people break off into civil war. This country has been through civil wars before. This country has gone, and we approaching one now because it's going to be a collapse. People are ready to do something other than just talk about what they can do or how can we do. People is we reaching a point of where like right society can collapse and fall out into war. And I'm just looking at any person that's gonna look at things that can happen, they're gonna rationalize by looking at what are the chances of this happening? What are the chances of this happening? What do we do if this happens? So I'm thinking like a rational person. In a world where life can collapse, I'm thinking
Was
about
you in Detroit about, I think about 10 years ago? I think it was my wife, because I wasn't here. That was longer than 10 years ago, maybe 20. Do you remember when the lights went out in Detroit?
get a blackout in '03.
Okay, oh 03, there we go. Do you remember when that happened?
I just said '03, bro. It's the blackout
Let me ask you a question. Was they doing all the stuff you talking about right now when all the lights went out? Tell me what
because
happened.
this law. Listen, law was still in place.
But what happened? It was
I'm
still
talking
lights
about
out.
once
What
we know
happened?
that there is no government, there is no law, everything is going like you know what I'm saying, like that type of collapse.
What happened,
I'm
bro?
talking about not no blackout. I'm talking about like blacking out is just we know the lights is out. We don't think that the civilization is done. We just think
Well,
I'm talking
bro,
about
do
some
you know what
9/11
all?
shit,
Do
right?
you
I'm
know
talking about like
how deep it has to get? How deep
just
it's gonna
imagine
get to get to that
9/11
point? Then
buildings collapse.
tell me
Things
how
listen
deep
to
is
me.
it going to get? How long is it going to take to get to the point you talking about?
Buildings collapse. It can
How
happen.
long?
It could take one day. You seen 9/11? What happened on 9/11? I stayed in my crib 3 days watching it. I wasn't sure what the fuck was going on.
But how long did the lights stay out?
For 3 days.
My wife said it was out for about 2 weeks. When the
Nah,
lights went out in Detroit,
the blackout was for 3 days, bro. I was in the projects in the King homes when it went out in '03. I just told you today. I remember it clearly. 3 days. Matter of fact, what caused it? It knocked out the whole New York all the way to here. It was a blackout.
right.
Right. Yeah, I know the whole reason and everything.
Yeah,
And,
but she said, I mean, I
and
wasn't here. I was in Atlanta at the time.
the real reason it was a blackout is because they tried to turn on. They tried to
Yeah,
turn
it was an experiment to see what was gonna
right.
happen.
Right.
But the key was this: everybody they worked together. It didn't come no chaos. You see what I'm getting at? It wasn't no chaos. Nobody
I
wasn't
mean,
out
listen,
shooting and
I'm talking about
looting.
I ain't talking about your neighbors. I said I wasn't talking about your neighbors. I said, what are you gonna do, right? If you one of the only ones that have things that the government can accommodate, like in a situation, the government.
Okay, now you saying government. Before we were saying
When
government,
I
then you
said an
talking about
army,
people.
I said an army. Is the people an army?
Okay, you just said government. Which one you talking about?
Mikael, I gotta be that. I gotta talk to you
But
that
you
specific
said army, you said
because
government. I'm
the
trying to
army is
understand
the
which one you
government,
talking about.
Mikael. Now
Huh?
you be on semantics, bro. Like, come
No,
on,
bro, no,
like
bro.
I
Because
gotta.
number one is this:
You deal with semantics when I
every
speak.
time I tried to
I'm
come,
not
you
feeling
kept
what
moving the
you act
goalpost,
like you don't understand who I'm talking about when I say an army.
bruh. When you
Is
say
the
an
army
army,
not a department of the government, bro?
huh?
Is the army not a department of the government?
Yes.
Okay, then. So why, whether I say army or government, is different?
No, because you said that. Then you turned around and said you got some people want to come. Then you said
No, I
guys
never.
want to
I
come to
said they
church.
not your neighbors. I kept emphasizing these are not just a band of people who want your things. I just said that. I said if a military type people come to your
And when
faction,
every
I
time
even
I
kept
try
saying.
every time I try to give you my point of view,
I even
you
kept
cut me
saying.
off.
I even kept saying factions of government. I kept
Okay,
saying
and every time I try to give you my point of view, you cut me off and try to take it your way.
because I
I
see that
tried
you
to tell
wasn't
you,
understanding my
but
question.
you
'Cause
said government, right?
you
What did I
kept
say
saying
about
other little
this?
funny little stuff that was making me see that you didn't understand my question.
No, you kept going on. Every time I got ready to, every time I tried to go, you kept going
Because
on with
every
something
time I
else.
had to stop you because it seemed like you wasn't getting me with what you was
I didn't tell you
answering.
to say nothing. Every time I opened my mouth, you
Right,
kept
the
moving the
couple
goalposts.
words you would say would let me know you not getting it because of the way you was
But
starting
let me,
off with a couple
you
words.
doing the same thing right now because you would never let me get my point across. I kept trying to tell you, what is this? You said government. If you talking about government, I'm talking about the pen and paper. And every time I got ready to come, you kept moving the goalposts. You said, well, like a militia, like these people come together like it was in the zombie movie. You kept talking about this. You said like
This
people
is
doing
exactly
this.
what I
Every
said,
time
man.
I tried to say something, you kept moving the goalposts.
What I said. I said I described the situation that if you have a house with resources and the government have collapsed around.
Right,
I said it. I ain't talking about your neighbors. I said they come to your door like an army,
right.
right? Even though government have collapsed, it still say like in the police force or some
There's
sort.
still government, right? But
They
you kept moving.
but
Every
listen,
time I kept trying to come, you kept moving it. You still talking about government, but you kept talking.
yeah, but a
Every time,
government that ain't working no more is what I'm trying to tell you.
well,
Yeah, they
bruh,
was
if
part of the
they the
original. They
government, they
was
the
part of the
government. Don't make a
government that
difference
was.
working or not. You asked me a question. I'm trying to answer the question. You kept moving the
It
goalpost.
ain't no answer. You basically gonna give up whatever the house is. I just want to hear what you was gonna say, but I
I
see.
kept trying to. You
I
kept cutting me
it
off.
ain't nothing you can say because it ain't no law you could do when in that situation.
See, that's in your mind.
It ain't
You
no
ain't
law you could do
listening.
in that situation because ain't no courts open. Ain't I just said everything collapsed. So you not going to court. It ain't no paperwork to file. These niggas got guns. They used to work for the government, but now they moving around trying to take
So
over.
you saying they're malicious? What you saying? They ain't
No, a
government no more.
militia.
Then.
If you know what the definition of militia is, that means that's the people, not the government.
Well, it ain't government if you keep trying to talk about they regular people.
I
You
ain't
either
say
talking
that.
about the government,
You keep saying they regular people, not me.
they all are regular people. If you saying that they're not, you saying
I
government, but
mean, for that matter, the government is actual people. So what are you talking
but
about?
bruh, you listen at what you're saying.
The government are people, man. They not robots. What are you talking about?
Listen at your question.
No, listen to what you saying. If the government is a person, what are you talking about? Like, what other type of people you talking about? Aliens? The government are people. They not something else.
But you said if the government come in, but they come into your house and they're trying to take what you got, but you're saying that they're the government.
I'm saying they like the government is collapsed, but you get what I'm trying to say. These are niggas that was part of the FBI or whatever, but the government have collapsed right now, and each one of these niggas is trying to
So
figure
they're
out
militia
how
then.
we gonna take them.
So they're militia then. You ain't said one or the
No,
other.
no,
Militia is a group of
you
people
making
working
that
on their
militia.
own
You saying
compared to the
so they
government.
militia? Then you asking that like that's a question. No, they not militia.
Well, what is that then?
I just said what they was, bro.
If
Like
you
you act
saying
like
that government, they ain't
are you
government
slow,
because
bro?
government.
Like you not getting it? Like come on, man. Like
No, bro. What it is you're mixing two different points of view.
no, you're mixing 2 points. You not getting my point of view. It's simple. These people are the government can. It's like the vice president, right? If the president get killed, the vice president is next. This person get killed. This next. These people are all part of the government. But in a
It's
coup,
order though, right? Isn't that
have you
order?
ever heard of a coup?
It's order though, right?
In a coup, have you heard of order in a coup?
Yes, but it's an order though, right?
All right, man. In
What I'm
January
asking
6th,
is, it's an order though, right? Isn't
was it
it an
order
order?
when them niggas ran into the White House on January 6th?
What? Okay, the ones that ran the White House January 6th, were they a coup or was they an organized group?
I'm giving you one example. Was that order, was their government? I mean, it was obviously still government, but when they ran in there trying to take over,
They
I'm
wasn't
saying like
government.
that. When
They
it all
wasn't
when
government. They were
everything
people.
break down and there's no governmental
Those was not government people. G1.
you think I don't know that, bro? Come
But
on.
you just said you saying that was government going into the building. You just said that.
You didn't hear what I said?
Tell me it again. Let me make sure I hear it clearly.
I said, was it order when them guys broke it? I said, was it order when they ran into the White House on January 6th? Was that order?
The ones who ran in there was not in order. They was not even of a government. They wasn't even of an army. They was people.
That's a militia. No, that was a militia. They went in there to try to
But was they
go
government?
against it. They went in there to try to go against the government that was
But
in
they
place.
was they government though.
I ain't say that they was. I never said that. I said, was it order when they went in there? You not listening to
It's
me?
not what kind of order when people are organized. That what order mean. They wasn't organized. Government is organized.
All of them people met. They didn't just pop up.
That don't mean
They didn't
that's
just
a
run up there.
group of people get together all the time. That don't mean that that's
They
order.
organized to be there. They knew they was gonna be there.
Okay, all right. I wish somebody else to hear this conversation. They'll understand exactly what we said. Well, I'm saying at least.
What I'm trying to say is when they roll up on you with a gun, ain't no laws talking about no laws, bro.
Yeah, it all depends on who you're talking about.
Whether it's the government, whether it's a group of militia, whether it's
And
anybody,
that's
it
what
ain't.
I'm saying about the conversation.
It could
Because
be a
either
group.
you talking about
It
militia,
could be the
you kept
government.
talking about government.
It
You
could
kept
be the
saying if
government
it's the
going on.
government coming to your house, if they doing this and they, but then you kept saying, well, if
I
they're
just
not,
said society is. How much more do I gotta describe it? I gotta describe exactly everything.
you don't
Okay,
have to
a bomb
describe
has
it.
hit
I'm going by what
Washington.
you're saying.
Everything's going crazy. A bomb. Okay, I'm about to give it to you. I'm about to give it to you the most specific I can. A bomb have hit the government, right? There is no. They announced on the thing. There is no government. Everybody is for yourself,
So
and
now
so
there's no
the
government.
people who
Okay.
right. There's
Yeah,
no.
because you
I
say
just
now
said.
you're saying there
I
is
said.
no
Can you let
government.
me, bro? Can you keep a notation of your mind while I speak? Like
Yeah, I'm
all I'm trying.
listening.
Okay, so the government have collapsed. It's still factions of the government, right? CIA, you have FBI. These are, but it's no government. But these are still groups that exist, even though in the moment DC collapsed, the president might be hit. Everything's in anarchy. We at war, so it's civil. Everyone must look out for themselves. There is no government, right? People coming to your door though that is got uniforms that ain't just regular people, but they are people. You get what I'm saying? That was part of what was the government when
They
it
call
before.
them militia because they're not part of the government anymore.
Oh my God, bro! If we trying to set up the government under the new name, but under a new militia or under a new structure, say the Russians come over here and bomb us, knock them niggas out, and the Russians come to your door then. It's Russian, it ain't no laws now. What are you gonna do? Okay, let me make it more clear then. Let's say we at war with Russia. Russia drops a bomb, knock out CIA, US military and all of this stuff. Now we got Russians that pull up on your block and say, you know what? Your house is the only one that still got a generator and water and shit. We
Right.
take what lawful you gonna bring out on now?
Well, number one is they're not part of our quote unquote government. They some people that's coming over here from a whole different country.
And
So
so
that
the
ain't
whole
got nothing to
point
do with
is,
government.
so you just did it right there. The whole point is laws don't work on everything. All
Well,
right,
no,
go.
no, because right now you brought somebody else from a whole different country.
That's the only way you understand what I'm talking
No,
about.
it ain't what I'm talking because they're still militia. They still coming over here on the outside of something because they're not part of our country. They're not part of our country. So they
Okay, so
still
all
militia.
right. Let's say they are a part of our country, but they dealing with something more bigger than that. You think they got time to hear your little law, whatever you got to say about whatever? No, they don't. They don't got time for you.
Of course
We
they
got
don't
bigger.
if they're not the
We got
government
bigger
because
fish.
they're militia.
No, I'm saying right now they dealing with other things. There's super major issues going on in the government. So the dollar's crashed. There's no money in existence, or you know what I'm saying. Society have collapsed.
If
Ain't no,
if if it's
ain't no paper you
paperwork,
out.
if it's paperwork, if it's paperwork and they're part of government, they have to deal with law. If they're part of now, if they're militia, it's a different story. Militia don't want to hear nothing you got to say. That's what I'm trying to give you an understanding to. See, the whole thing is if you militia, if
So
you
you gonna pull
somebody
out that paper?
outside of,
That's what you gonna pull out that paper?
I put it like this. It all depends on who it is. Well, I kept trying to tell you, but you kept going all over. It all depends on who it
I'm
is.
trying to show you, bro, like being realistic, man. Hey, when there's a government fallout and there's government factions warring with each other. Say the Republicans and Democrats say, you know what, we shutting down the government. We just seen a government shut down, right? Let's just say they were a government shut down and there's no law. Like, what laws are you gonna put? And some of the Republicans from while it's shut down say, you know what, let's go take Mikael's house right now. He got generator, oil. it's the government shut down right now, but we still the Republicans. We going to take this nigga's house, and we got guns. We got some people from our team who got guns and shit. Let's roll over his block, grab the house. You know what I mean? Because we know he got a generator. We need to set up base right there and figure out how we gonna start the new government while it's shut down. We saying fuck the Democrats, and we about to just figure out how to make this the White House, or we gonna make this you know the what I'm saying, the town hall for our base right now. You know what I mean? What are you I'm I'm just trying to get to the, because I really want you to see that it's nothing you can do when the situation ain't no law you gonna be able to pull out your ass that's gonna stop that. It ain't no law
We can
you could
use that
say
in
to them
today's
in
time,
that moment.
G1. Let's do that today. You can say the same thing right now. What's going on today? A cop can come by. A cop can come
No,
by.
I'm talking about government shutdown, not just a regular cop.
Hey. It's government. It's still part of government.
No, he's just a police. He's just a fucking
You
police.
know what? All I'm saying is this. No different than it in that time is we're more prone for this, what I'm about to say, compared to what you're talking
I'm
about.
talking about a civil war type
Yeah,
where
it's
there's,
civil war going
you
on
see
right
the
now.
government
People don't
shut
even
down,
realize it.
Republicans and Democrats, they shut it down. There was
Right.
no government
But let
going
me
on.
let me
People
just say
wasn't
this real
getting their
quick.
checks that work for the
Even though
government.
you're talking
Niggas wasn't gonna get
hypothetical,
food stamps.
even
Like
though
people was
you're
about ready to
talking
go crazy.
hypothetical, because it's still this way or that way.
That wasn't hypothetical. The government was shut down, bro. People wasn't getting their food stamps. Like a lot of people was affected and shit, bro. So I'm
You
just
talking
saying,
about last year or year before last? Year
yeah, we
before,
in 2026. This just happened this past October and November and shit.
right? What happened?
You don't remember when the government shut down for all the months? They couldn't come to an agreement.
Guess what? It didn't happen. It didn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what if they said, you know what, we need something, you got it.
Well, I'm trying to get you to understand the same point. Same point. It didn't bother me. You know why? Because I didn't need that.
I ain't talking about the specifics of the shutdown. I'm talking about, say they split and say, you know what, right now the government is shut down. No one is following the laws as far as that goes, because the Republicans is going to war with the Democrats. It's a civil war, and right now is no one who can judge your case because the Republicans don't got control, Democrats don't got control. It's
Right.
out of control, and so a group of Republicans or somebody who you ain't with come up against you, and they basically from the government, when it was because it shut down, and they at civil war with each other, and they pull up on you and say, you know what, we gonna just start grabbing land and show these niggas we taking over this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they from the Republicans. I'm just keep using the Republicans, but maybe they Democrats. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
let's use ice. Just use ice.
Yo,
Use ice.
okay, that's a good example too,
Yeah,
because
use
ice,
ice.
because
Because
ice,
you know
you
something.
know what,
Let me
ice,
give you an understand. Let me give you an
ice is
understanding that you may not
without
understand.
warrants. ICE is definitely running down on niggas differently than the regular police.
Exactly.
They not
Now,
abiding by
let me
they
give
not
you something
abiding
on
by
that, my brother.
warrants. They don't need
Because
warrants.
what I'm trying
Come
to
in
share
your
with you,
house.
you won't understand.
Go
No
ahead.
different than your scenario you've been trying to give me all night. You won't understand what I'm about to tell you. Because the
Listen to
same
me.
thing
I'm
with
not trying to say that laws don't work, Mikael. I'm saying, and there are exceptions to everything, and so there are gonna be exceptions to where this law stuff not gonna work. Is all I'm trying to
but
say.
let me share with
So go
you.
ahead.
Let me share with you. You know, ICE is on a whole different level. The reason why ICE can do what they're doing is because they are in their executive order. See, this is the point people don't talk. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. See, people can
Wait,
only
wait,
talk.
wait. You got to show and prove that. How is ICE
Can
in
I
that?
finish saying what I'm saying? Because all the time you've been talking, you kept cutting me off. Now
Oh,
I'm just trying to give you understanding, and you
I
cut me
said
off, and
you
I
got to
can't even
show me that.
understand.
You got to show me what you
I'm
mean,
trying to
not
give you
just
some understanding.
yeah. You got to
All you
show.
got to do is do this for a minute, then I can tell you. What I'm trying to give you an understanding is ICE is if you understood what executive order or what an executive is, you will have a better understanding. But I still keep trying to tell you, first grade don't know what fifth grade know. So if you don't understand it, you can't comprehend it. So what I'm trying to share with you is this. The reason why they move the way that they move, because they're under executive orders to do a certain thing the way that they're doing what they're doing. Matter of fact, the executive order puts them over the quote unquote citizens, because citizens is of the corporation. The corporation is what they call the government. It's not a government. What they call a government is really a corporation. But an executor is over the corporation that everybody call a government. I'm in my executive office. I'm an executor. So the one, that's why Trump is writing executive orders. He's filling out
A
executive orders.
CEO is a chief executive officer.
So
You saying
exactly. So
so
the
you saying
point
a
is,
CEO. So you saying if I just say that I'm a CEO of my company, I'm
oh,
just
you can't just say it. It's things you got to do. You got to go through certain processes to get there. See, just saying, that's the difference I'm trying to, that's why I say about this right here. That's what I'm
okay.
trying to talk to
So
you
if I
about.
just form a corporation and make myself the CEO, because it's a
Bruh,
lot of it's a lot of music niggas that make rap labels and record companies, and they say, "Yeah, I'm the CEO of my record label. I got my own rap label."
but you see what
So
I'm
like
saying?
they CEO,
But you see what
they
I'm
in their
saying?
executive.
But you done did your paperwork. You done did your research, all right? See, that's the point. Oh, I done did my research. I done did my this and that. But I'm trying to give you understanding of something you don't
I'm
understand.
asking you a question. That was a
Even
question.
though you're asking a question, no, you're making a statement because
No, I
you
asked you.
you
I
trying to
said, so
tell
if I'm
me
the
about
CEO,
CEOs of record company. They don't. That's on the public side. I keep trying to tell you the difference
a
between private
CEO
and
of a
public.
company is on the public side. What are you talking? It's traded on public Wall Street. An IPO is an initial public offering.
You're still not
If you
understanding the
traded on
difference
Wall
between the
Street,
two.
that is public.
You just looking at the word. You don't understand the difference between legal and lawful. The same thing is between public and private. You look just looking at the word. You don't have the understanding
No,
behind
but
it.
I just asked you was a CEO, and you said right. So okay, so if a CEO is on the public side, how is not that the same as the rap?
Because it's still of the corporation, the public corporation, not the private corporation or the private side.
So
That's the
then,
public
so then,
corporation.
so then you wrong when you said they exempt. They not exempt.
Okay, I'm wrong.
I'm talking
See
about when
that,
you.
but you
I'm
understand
talking about when you said a
now. You
CEO.
understand what I'm saying?
I'm
First
talking
grade
about
and
when you
fifth
said
grade.
CEO. You said CEO is an executive.
First grade is. I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say CEO. I said executive. You said CEO. I didn't say that. See what I'm saying? You said CEO. I didn't say
So you
CEO.
didn't agree to that.
I said executive office. Executive office, which is your private office.
And then that's when I said so a CEO, which is a chief executive
I
officer.
didn't say
I
CEO. I
asked you
said
that.
E. I said executive office. I didn't say CEO. I didn't say chief executive office. I said executive
That's
office.
not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. But you can believe that
I'm asking.
because you're going to believe what you want to
I don't
believe.
believe anything. I either know or I don't know. I'm asking you.
Exactly.
I'm
You don't
asking you.
know
I'm
because
asking you.
you
I'm
saying
asking you.
something. I'm trying to tell you
I ain't
something you
say I
don't
know
know.
that. A question showing you that I don't know it because I'm asking you.
Well, I
So
keep trying to tell you, but you trying to tell me. I'm trying to tell you about executive office, but you're going to tell me chief executive office. I try to tell you about one thing. You're
no,
going to try
that
to
was a
tell me about
question.
somebody
I
CEO
ain't
in the other company.
a
You
question ain't
telling
telling
me?
you. A question is not telling you. That's asking you.
No, you're not asking me. You was telling me. I'm trying to give you understanding of something. And no matter how I come, you still trying to tell me what I'm saying.
Okay, so ICE, you said so in ICE, they in their executive order.
That's why they can move the way they move.
So you saying they can snatch you up?
They can't snatch me up. I'm telling you, they can't snatch me up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What I say about this, you just got to know how to use it. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And this is what I keep trying to say.
So if
You
we was
can't tell
in
somebody
Minnesota
something that
right
know
now,
everything.
and
If
if
you
we
try
was
to tell somebody something that know everything, you wasting your time. Because I
so
keep trying to share something, but instead of me sharing it, and no, instead of them accepting what I'm saying, they're trying to tell me what I'm saying. When I
listen,
try to tell you,
already
I said,
I've
let's
been
use ICE.
agreed. I've been agreed and said in a lawful setting, yes, laws work. I agree. I agree with that. But I'm saying in an unlawful setting where our laws are out of order, where there's no order, there is no law, right?
I agree. I agree.
Where there is no order, there is no law.
I
So
agree with that.
out of order, how are you going to get lawful status in a place where there is no order? Because
Exactly. I'm with
law
you on
is
that.
order. Like
So
they say,
let me
law.
ask you,
Listen to me.
is
Law and order go hand in hand.
that's
Yes,
right. So let me ask
law
you,
and order.
is ICE law or is it order? ICE. Is ICE in law and in order or not?
ICE is ICE is like a they obviously moving under the government. Whether everything they do is lawful, like just taking a man's life, like I don't agree with everything that they doing. I
Of
mean,
course you don't, but
they have a
why would they
job
take
to
a
do.
man's life? What
They have a
how would a
job to
man's life
do.
be taken?
They have a job to do.
Right,
They order is to remove all illegal people.
right.
Now they have some questionable people that's working for them that are trained. You know, they just hiring people off the streets without thorough, you don't even have to have super thorough backgrounds to work for ICE. So
Okay.
people that's working for ICE is doing things that are out of order, which means they are doing things unlawfully.
Like what is it that people are doing? Now I
Like,
don't know.
like
I'm
they
just
killed,
asking.
yeah, they just killed the guy in Minnesota who was lawfully holding a pistol, did not even raise the pistol to them. He simply just had it on him, was just taking pictures, and they all jumped on him, six people, and he didn't even have the weapon on him, and they shot him and killed him.
Well, I don't know if that might have did. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been
All I'm
watch
saying.
review the
Let me
video.
ask a question.
Right. Don't just take my
The
word
guy
for it.
had a gun, right?
Yeah, I mean, carrying it on him,
Okay.
but you
My
couldn't
question
see
to
it.
you is this.
You couldn't see it.
My Let me ask you
Never
this.
brandished it.
Let me ask you a question.
In the video, he never grabbed it.
But let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
Was he whether he grabbed it or not, was he a citizen or was he a uh citizen
He was
or
a lawful weapon holder.
okay.
He had the lawful right to bear arms.
Okay. Now reason why at that wait, listen to what you just said.
He
The
had the
right to
right to
bear
bear arms.
arms is the ones who is not a citizen. The citizen that has a gun is under the corporation.
Well, he had the lawful right to carry an arm on
Well,
him.
you don't know that because you have to have paper to make sure that he has lawful right to do that.
They even announced that on the news that he had the actual credentials to lawfully be in possession of a weapon.
So what
Yes.
ended up happening?
They about six ICE agents jumped him and they all dumped a clip on him.
No, no. What happened after that? Do you know what happened after that?
What you mean? What happened after what? He died. What you mean?
No, no, no. What happened to the ICE agents after that?
It's kind of like it's that's right. People is asking for justice. They want to know what's going to happen to these agents. So yeah, it's kind of like in the stage of I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. Remember I told you not too long ago, because there's a lot of things going on in the earth right now. Remember I told you when we got index, they said stay at home, eat your popcorn, because a lot of stuff. Don't go out there in the streets. Don't go out there and get in no protests because there ain't anything gonna happen. You remember me sharing that with you?
Yeah,
I said that a little earlier. You remember me saying that?
I heard you. Yeah,
Right. I said that because we don't know what's going on out here in the streets. You don't know what's going to end up happening to you. We ain't supposed to be out there amongst that. No, we're not because we're protected. We're protected by not being out and all. And then who knows if a person trying to protect themselves, not knowing what's going to happen, person got a gun on them, who knows what's going to happen? How many of our people got killed and didn't even have guns on them? How many of our people that from just regular policemen? How many of our people that got murdered, choked down, shot for nothing, shot in the car, all kind of stuff? Our people. I don't know who this what you talking about. But how many of our people went through this crazy and all this stuff like this? But now we're talking about what ICE did. Me, myself,
Well, the reason we talking about ICE is because we brought up them as a
I agree. I agree. But the point I'm getting at is this. As I shared with you earlier, we're supposed to be out of that. We ain't supposed to be in the mix of all that. Even in that January 6th situation, we're not supposed to be in the midst of all that. All this stuff, see, we got to understand. Prophecy is happening right now. The earth has to be cleansed. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. People don't even understand. Why they don't understand? Because they don't even get close enough to understand what's happening and why. Now is the time to get into the point of understanding to become the executor so you won't have to be in the position. So when all the smoke clears, all the riches, all the substance and stuff will be yours
so
when
you
your time comes.
ICE can legally execute this nigga.
I don't know nothing about that.
They can lawfully
Well,
execute.
you remember what I just said again? We ain't supposed to be amongst that. See, the point you ain't heard nothing I just shared on you
I already
today.
know that because I ain't amongst none of that anyway.
And
So
that's what I'm saying.
I already know this.
So why it number one, why was that guy even out there, whoever
It's
he
because
was?
I already know that.
No. Why was that guy out there with his gun? Why?
I
See,
mean,
and that's the same thing. Someone I heard about some woman got shot by the ICE agent because she was driving a car. And I don't know about it. I'm telling you what I heard.
yeah, that was more different. That was a little bit more. She could have just parked the car, or just gotta not
The
did.
whole point is she didn't comply, from what I heard. Because the guys told me about it. They said, "Well, what you think about the ICE agent killing this woman and this and that and this?" I said, "Well, what happened? I heard about it, but I don't
And
even know what happened." Well, she this and that, and he tried to tell her to get out, and she tried to run, and she tried to drive, and I said, "Well, it sounded to me like she didn't comply." And she got shot. But when I said she sounded like she didn't comply, they all shut up and like, I said, bruh, if the ICE agent is out there, if she ain't do nothing wrong, why not just stop and comply?
okay, so if you riding somewhere like, I say you was riding somewhere in Detroit and ICE was in a situation on a block, you happen to roll down and that like,
Uh-huh.
and it's something like that happened, are you gonna comply?
I always do. I do when the cops stop me. And you know what happens? They do this. They get my ID. They go run and come back. Have a nice day, sir. Thank you. That's it. I don't go through that. That's the problem. Why do you have to? You know that they got the gun. You know that they got the quote unquote authority until they see who you are. Once they see who you are, it's a different story.
What if they say, you know what? This one of them more, or this one of them Moorish IDs. We got to
This
take.
ain't no Moorish ID. That's the difference.
What do they say? Oh, you think you one of them sovereign citizens?
And I'm not. You can't. I'm not a sovereign citizen. That's the point. A sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron.
Okay.
See,
What if they just say, all right, what you one of these sovereigns or something? And
if
then,
they look my information up, I ain't gonna have to say nothing. That's the point I'm giving you. See, that's what I'm trying to give you to understand. I sit before I even got to this point. They took my regular ID and went and ran my 19 times. Have a nice day, sir. Gone. I keep trying to tell you something you don't understand. See, that's the whole point. I'm on a whole different level than the average man. And I'm trying to give people understanding, but people want to stay where they are. Hey,
like
my
I said,
student,
you dealing
my students
with
is
a
teaching
civilized
now.
cop or a civilized person, I get it. That works. But when you not dealing with people who are civilized or under the order of law, you not gonna get that result.
I ask you again,
That's all.
are ICE agents under the order of law?
They are, but some of them retarded.
Well, there you go. But the key word you
So it's
just
a
said
gamble.
was they
So it's a
are.
gamble. So it's
The
a
key
gamble.
word you just said was they are. That's the key word. But the whole point is, see, the key is people don't comply.
It's a gamble. Some people don't. You know what I mean? You have corruption in everywhere. Like I said,
And I agree.
it's
But the
corrupt.
point is, if you don't comply, that's on you. If that man
If you
wasn't
do
out there,
comply,
he wouldn't have got his life taken.
even if you comply, that guy was comply. He was because the one where the lady was not complying got killed. Then you got my man who was complying and he got killed. So it's like
But I don't know if he was complying or not. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's a
To me,
50-50.
to me, I
Watch it.
can't see somebody just getting murdered for nothing
About
unless they like
10
these
times.
cops has been
They
like they've
shot
been
this
doing
nigga
our people.
like 5 seconds.
Huh?
They shot him like 10 times in 5 seconds.
Like I said, he shouldn't have been out there.
I mean, yeah, you could say that. We could say, "Oh, you shouldn't have been outside," but you have the lawful right to exist on Earth and go wherever you free to go wherever you want to go. He didn't maybe he didn't know ICE was gonna be out on that block that day, or maybe he was just getting him a coffee and he was outside. Like
Okay, if that's the case, why 5 or 10 of them had to be on him at one time? What happened for that to happen?
exactly, right, exactly.
What happened for that to happen?
Why I gotta be something he did?
My whole point is what happened. I ain't say he did anything. I just
Exactly.
said what happened.
Right. Exactly, Ice. What the fuck happened? Why did you execute this nigga for that? For nothing. Exactly.
Well, we don't know if it was for nothing. I don't. My main thing is
Watch the
why did that happen? See, I
exactly.
don't get an answer. We just assuming that he did something or that ICE did something. I'm asking why. I'm
I,
not saying that he did something or
I
not.
mean, if you look at Eyes to see the video, you can see that
I
he
didn't see it. I don't know. I'm asking why. I don't know.
I'm saying if you got eyes to see, there's no man who can watch this video and say he did anything.
What about George? What's his name? They put his foot on his knee on his neck and killed that man. When that officer put his neck on George, whatever his name is.
Even if he did something, the reason everybody was upset about that was because that was an illegal move. That was an unlawful chokehold type status move. He didn't have to do that. All he had to do was arrest him or just put him in cuffs and
Right.
in cuffs already. Put him
That's
in
right.
the car.
But
So
but the
like
point
that
but
was
the
the
point
whole
I'm
reason
getting at is
it
that
was
it
so
was a Caucasian that did it to a melanated man.
it could have been a black man that did it to him. It was wrong, uncalled for. Is the whole.
And but the point is who
It
it
was
was and
uncalled for.
what happened.
You
That's
know,
the key I'm getting at. See, and this the whole my whole point, the whole situation. Now we not even talking about melanated. Now I'm not even talking with ICE. I'm not even talking about melanated or Caucasian. It's just that they have authority to do what they're doing, and it all depends on if the people are complying or not. That's what I'm talking about. My main thing is if you comply, you got to get to one thing before the next thing happens.
yeah,
These cops out here, half these cops, regular cops, don't even know the law. They get out, they get a badge, they think they can do whatever they want.
exactly. What did I tell you earlier? It's people in positions of authority,
Yep,
CEOs who make a
yep,
lot of money, who are psychopaths. They carry the same characteristics and traits of a psychopath.
that's true.
They
I,
have
I,
no
I agree with
empathy.
you.
They have no empathy for other human
I
beings.
agree with you.
Right. So this is how. This is why
And
you
what did I say? This right here would take care of that situation. But you should see how the judges was bowing to me once I put my paperwork in. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Judges. My wife can vouch for me on that. I even taped it. You can hear them. The judges, the prosecutor. I'm trying to give you some understanding on something totally different than just thinking that they think they got all the power. This is what I mean by law. Law. You got to know how to use it.
yeah, but look at it like the Epstein files, bro. Like we talking about like car cases. I'm talking about like major like scandalous shit, bro. Like I could see if it was like, you know what I'm saying, like a murder trial or like, you know what I'm saying, something heavyweight. But we, you know, those instances, not to downplay it. I'm saying we talking about car issues with a car. You know what I mean? Though most of those cases was dealing with your car or your license,
Yeah,
and
you're right.
you know these are things that you know what I mean. A lot of times you can be even without any of that. But I'm just saying. So I'm saying like imagine having to go through that. Now it'd be different if I seen it was like, all right, this brother just beat a whole murder case with the shit. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
Or
no,
he be
now that is against the law. See, that's the difference. You said murder.
saying like they got you on murder case and you had a lawful right to murder, not murder. I'm using the word murder because that's how they charge you with murder. They don't say, "Oh, we charge you with killing." You know, no. When you go to court, you are fighting a. If someone dies, you are fighting a murder charge,
But
not
no,
a
no,
kill.
no, 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 because sometimes you have what they call it, you have three different names they have. One of them is self-defense, one of them is
Man,
um dang,
manslaughter,
huh?
manslaughter.
Manslaughter, self-defense, and it's another word too. So all of them isn't called murder.
Okay, well, let's say they do charge you with murder, and you have to fight that and show that it was self defense. But they say, "Oh no, that was a murder. You murdered this man." You know, initially when
That
they
would
hit,
have to be proven. See,
right,
everything is about proof. Especially in
right.
my position now, I'm not a citizen. See, a citizen can be railroaded because the citizen don't know the law.
I know a brother that just came home. He got a whole movie and everything. He won an Oscar for the movie that was based on his life. One of the guys he went to, Divine. He did 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Over
Uh-huh.
and do. You know what I mean? So that how unlawful is that?
I
Having
don't know. I don't know what
5 years.
happened.
Nah, I mean you don't gotta know what happened. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? And you can go research what I'm telling you after you when you if you want to.
You just asked me how unlawful was something. I said I don't
No,
know.
no, no. That was a rhetorical question. It wasn't asking you literally.
Oh.
Like, see, that's the difference. Sometimes you don't understand when how I'll be talking.
No, I don't, because you just said about a guy came home. I know a guy that came home and did 25 years and something like that, and how unlawful. I don't know.
No,
I
a
don't
lot
even
of
know what
people.
happened.
The whole point I'm making is that there's a lot of people that is unlawfully rested in doing time for something they had didn't even do.
I agree with you. I
Yeah,
agree. Bruh, it's people that was just there with people that then went to jail because they ain't do nothing, and
and
they
he
just
beat
because
he
they
finally
was there.
got out. I mean, he had to get so much advocation. Like he even had the governor say, "Why is this?" He wrote a letter to the government to the governor, and the governor even asked, "Why is this guy still in jail?" Before and they still wouldn't overturn this shit. He had to go through so much stuff just
And you know what?
out of jail.
And guess what? Guess who put him in jail? The judges that's a part of the corporation. You see what I'm saying? I keep telling you, the corporations are crooks. The corporation. They call themselves a government,
That's what I was talking about earlier. These
but
type
what I'm trying to share with you is the corporations according to the law. The corporation go by legal lead. It's the difference between legal and lawful. There's a difference. That's why I started off with the conversation with.
right, and you know I know that there's not they two different things.
Okay, so then if we're having that conversation, and I'm telling you that law and legal are two different things, you're acting like the legal is lawful. The legal ain't lawful. You have to know how to stand in the law in order for it to beat the legal. Now, if the governor said that, and this judge is still sitting on the seat, something is not being done to get that judge. I know people that can get that judge off the seat. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you right now the difference in information, the difference in knowledge. See, the dude told the
Who need
story,
to be
and
free?
even the
All these
governor.
niggas locked up right now. Then all the ones that's unlawfully locked up, that need to be your mission, getting them free, literally
I
out.
would love if I knew how. Yeah, I would if I knew how. My main thing is teaching the people what I do. I'm holding my promise to the Creator. If He brought me to the truth, I'm putting in songs right and give it to the world. I'm showing people who wants to come and get this information what they want. That's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, you need to be connected with brothers that's in jail, locked up too, and getting them free. Period. Like the ones that's locked up unlawfully, you need to be looking them up. Like, do you need my assistance?
You might want to plug in. I thought this baby is plugged up. Hold on.
With your computer?
Yeah. Okay, there you go. It's plugged up. Look like, yeah.
You don't want to keep it plugged up. It's good that you
No, it's
did
just telling me to plug it up because it's running low. And that's why I just
take
looked at it.
battery out, keeping it actually plugged up. You have to let it cycle.
I know it just told me it needs to be plugged. That's why I'm looking at it. It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, but the whole point is that the whole thing is number one is people have to want to learn to know. Things happen for a purpose. Things happen for a reason. I don't know what reason certain things happen to people. I don't know why things happen to certain people. The whole thing, no different than the guy you talked about that got killed by ICE. I don't know why. I don't even know why he was out that day. That's my question. Why was he out that day? I share with you why we're not supposed to be out there amongst people like that because we don't want to get caught up in the rhetoric. When I say we, I'm talking about people like me and people that's in the position that I'm in. Why are we gonna be out there knowing the stuff that's going on? See, we're in the house while all the chaos is going on. Once the chaos clears, everything else gonna be there waiting for us. But until people want to get more knowledge and information, they're gonna be where they at. That's all I'm saying. My main thing is my conscience is clear because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Now, other people can think, well, this and that, well, this. Listen, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. My door is open. I let it be open right here. People want to come, they can come. I tell them how to come. I give them information on what to do. They don't want to come. I ain't man. I done learned. I ain't gonna try to sit up and force nobody to drink water if I lead them to it. If
I
I
mean,
lead you to the water,
why would you,
I'm not gonna stuff it down your throat. I'm gonna let you have it for yourself.
why would you even care whether somebody come or not, man? Like it's
That's
not
what I'm
even like
saying.
a question of
But
why.
that's what I'm getting
I
at.
wouldn't care. Yeah, like I
It's
wouldn't.
not about caring. My main thing, I care for the people to know what they need to know to get themselves out of slavery that they're in. But if
Yeah,
they
but
like being in slavery, that's on them.
responsible for everyone. So people are adults, and like you only really responsible for yourself and your children. That's
And
it.
there you go. And exactly. So with the whole scenario about the people that's coming or want to come and all that other stuff, don't make me no different. My main thing is I know where I stand. I give people open invitation. It's up to them to accept it or reject it. That's it. I
Yeah,
went to
I'm
what we're talking
saying
about right
it's
now.
not lawfully. You can't. Everything can't be executed the law. That's why. Matter of fact, there's law enforcement, and that's why there's a such thing as law enforcement because they know that they can't just rely off people to behave just on the strength of the law. They need to enforce it. That's why they have people that will come. And if you won't follow the law, you want to go against the law. We're gonna enforce it and come with some punishment. You know what I'm saying? We got all kind of ways to punish you. We can give you the death penalty. We can come. We'll give your ass 20 years. We'll give you a ticket, money, charges. You know what I'm saying? We gonna force this law on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is.
So let me ask you, do you know about color of law?
Color of law is legalese.
Exactly. But what does the color of law uh specifically speak on that you may know about? If you don't know, it's all right.
I mean, color of law is just that. It just looks like the color of law. It's like it's not sound of law. It's not law. It looks like it. It's just not. It has like like an example of color of law. Let me think. What's an example of color of law that I could easily explain? Color of law is like you need a license to travel. Like you know what I mean? That's color of law.
That's not color of law.
Yeah, it is because you don't need one. You have the right to travel, so you don't need a license. I don't need permission from anyone to travel. Like I have the right to travel around. I don't need.
Now, that's your right.
I have the inalienable rights I was
That's
given
your right.
by.
That's not color of law. That's a right.
Well, the reason I say it's a color of law is because they make you think that you have to have one.
Well, let me ask, do you know the definition of color of law? Or do you know any of the not citations, the subsections or any of the dang, I can't think of the name of color of any of the color of laws?
I've read like, what you mean the citations of color of law?
Not citation, it's a what they call it. I'm saying citation, but it's a code, a code to a color of law.
I mean, all the color law is it just means that it's just something that appears to be authorized by law, but it, even if it actually violates the law, you know what I mean? So it's like I said, a license is an action that the government official makes it appear to be like, oh, you must have a license, but it's violating my law of right to travel. You know what I mean? My rights to freedom. You know what I mean? We say this is a country of freedom, so I'm free to, you know what I mean, move around.
The reason okay, here we go right here. The appearance or semblance without the substance of legal right.
Ask for,
Muse of power. Here
ask me
go.
for an example of color of law.
I'm reading the definition right now in the Black's Law Dictionary.
Do it got a sentence or
I'm
example?
about to give it to you. The appearance or semblance without the substance of legal right. Misuse of power. That's the key. That's why I asked you about color of law. Misuse of power, um, possessed by virtue of state law and made possible only because wrongdoer is clothed with authority of state.
Ice. Ice then. Yes, ice is color of law then because
But can I finish up? Let me finish. Color of state. This say is action taken under color of law. Action. Okay, this as used in civil rights, acts means same thing as state action. Timpson and acts under color of law of a state include not only acts done by state official within the bounds of the limits
ice,
of their lawful authority, but also acts done without and beyond the bounds of their
ice,
lawful authority.
ice. That's ice
Okay,
right.
provided that in order of unlawful acts of an official to be done under color of any law, the unlawful act must be done while such official is purporting or pretending to act in the performance of his official duties.
Ice.
Well,
Yes.
okay, there might be. I'm
As you
not saying it's
read that,
not,
all
but
I can see a perfect example is
yeah. Now, 'cause the reason that came to mind because I'm gonna tell you about the paperwork I put in the in court. I'm gonna tell you that in a few minutes. Everything that the system is doing that's against the law. I'm gonna give it to you in a few minutes. Pretending to act as the performance of his official duties. That is to say, the unlawful acts must consist in an abuse or misuse of power which is possessed by the official only because he is an official. And the unlawful acts must be of such a nature or character and be committed under such circumstances that they would not have occurred but for the fact that the person committing them was an official then and there exercising his official powers outside of bounds of lawful authority. Now, reason I read that and I got that, and it hit me while we was talking, is because when you get stopped by the cops. I'm just gonna use the regular cop. You get stopped for a citation of a broken tail light. Uh all these different things, a broken tail light, a cracked windshield, that stuff is color of law. They're acting outside of their judicial or their actual duty. Meaning that, because I got the paper, I wish I'd pulled that up, but I went to my Black's Law Dictionary, but I wish I could show you my not citation, it's the, oh man, it's the thing that they have, but it shows that you can put a judge or one of them to death for color of law. They can go to jail for color of law. Things that they do outside of their jurisdiction, as you just seen, is color of law. So the point is that what I meant by ask you about color of law is the fact that when they do something that's outside of the real law, they have violated their position. So by them doing that, they're violating the position. They can go to jail. They can end up with death. And you know what? When I went in and put all my paperwork down, I made sure that that became part of my documents that I turned in, and I have it. That's what I mean. So the whole thing, and Ice may be doing things like, but see, the whole thing is if people don't know they're doing it, how can you act on something you don't know? How can you come on, or how can you promote, or how can you file on something you don't know nothing about? This is what I was saying earlier about first grade and
Now
fifth
that's
grade.
the part that I know because they might not know how to file it. Don't mean that they don't know that they is doing color of law. So most people is aware of what color of law is. Now, when it comes to filing and all of this stuff, that's the part they probably don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They probably just heard what I just said, because if they don't know about that, they don't really know. They may have heard color of law, but they don't know what it means. This is what I'm getting at. When people know about something, they know how to act on it, then that's a different story. But if they don't know, how can they act on it? Like the same with that brother you just said that's in jail. And he wrote to the governor. And the governor asked the judge, why is he still in jail? If that brother knew how to use color of law according to his case, that judge be facing some time, or maybe
Oh,
them.
he in litigation now for $1 million. They about to pay him like a lot of money. He's still going through that, but yeah, like they haven't paid him his money yet. But like for sure, he getting paid for that. He got a
But
law.
the point I'm getting at, that judge, if that judge is totally wrong, he abused his authority. We just got through reading it. And the information that I got, it'll show you that if they did anything, if he got abused or anything like
Yeah,
that.
that's how he got out. The cop that arrested him and everything, even the person that he used as a witness, all of this was found to be lies and everything, man. Like, yeah, that's all color of law. Going against your authority, like you said, lying on the witness, on the person you arresting, all of this shit, bro. Like,
But it's something behind it that he can use for his, for not only for just that point that he can get that judge with. That's what I'm talking about. That's the reason why judge. That's why color law came to my mind.
yeah, that judge definitely needs to be out of there, man. Like, anytime you got a governor telling you like, yo, this case need to be overturned, and you don't listen, and the nigga still remained in jail after like for still a couple more years after that, like, yeah, definitely, man. But that's what I'm saying. See how lawful, he shouldn't even be in there lawfully, and it's already proven that he shouldn't be, and yet he was still in there, man. Like,
But
you really had to fight, and
but
he
this
fight,
is where this is
studied the
where
laws. He had to be in the
if
law.
he was in this
Niggas when they
executive
get locked,
office, it'd have been a
they
whole
go to
different story.
listen. Jail niggas be in there reading the law. They trying to ain't no nigga reading the law books more than the nigga that's in jail
But if
because
they
they trying to
don't
get
know
out
about
of.
the executive office, it's a whole different story. This is the whole thing I'm trying to say. No matter what books you read, it's the certain things, it's certain information that may not be there that it's like the tip of the
All
mountain.
right, so let me ask you this: what did you read that told you about the executive office?
It
How
wasn't what I read, it's what I did.
how did you Wait, so you just did something without knowing?
Yep,
Just
someone shared some information with me. That's what I'm trying to tell you now.
you just did it
Someone
by
shared
accident?
some information with me. I did it. I didn't find out about it till I got with this group later on to
Wait,
understand it.
wait, I'm asking you something. So you did this by accident or you did it on
Yeah,
purpose?
I did it by accident. It wasn't by accident, it was by the creator. Because I was guided to somebody that said, do this and it's going to go away. Like I've been trying to share with you.
So you
Do this.
did so you did something based on what somebody told you. You didn't really
Yeah.
know. You
A
just
lot
did.
of stuff I do. I do a lot of stuff based on something that, if somebody tell me that it worked, okay, let me try it. I ain't ashamed to say that it's a lot of stuff I've done that if I felt that it was some demeaning or something like that, if my spirit feel right with it, I'm gonna do it. And
I mean,
yeah, that's what happened.
so that's different, right? So you didn't even read nothing. This is just something
Yeah, we read it. I didn't totally understand it totally, but I understood it enough to feel comfortable about doing it.
but you just did it on a humble and it
I
worked.
just told you. I read it. I didn't just put it out there. I read it, understood. I felt comfortable enough. And when my spirit guide, I just shared with you. When my spirit guide me to do something, if it's given to me, number one, if a person said it, if it's given to me, and first, I'm always directed with the creator first. And my spirit feel good with it, I'm moving with it.
And so the person just told you about it and you went and looked it up and did it.
Well, I didn't really look it up. He gave it to me. I researched what I had, looked at the information. I read the words. I read the words and got an understanding behind it. I just did it. And then I did the process.
You didn't even know how they got it?
Somewhat, but not really. But the whole point is it's not even that. It's the fact that it worked for him. Like I'm trying to tell you what worked for me. I'm trying to tell you what's been there. The cops do this. If I'm telling you that's happening, if I'm telling you that cops get behind me,
And that's in all states. You done experienced that in every state you went in.
I ain't
That
been in every state to do it. I'm
I'm talking.
right here
I said
doing it.
every state you been in, you
But
was.
I tell you what, let me tell you this much. People in another state, my students, it happened with them in the state where they at. Let me tell you that. My wife can vouch for that. Matter of fact, if you're on call, you could hear that. So the same thing that happened with me, I taught my students, and the same thing is happening with them. So I don't have to be in another state. I'm telling you what
But
happened.
and this don't got nothing to do with the indexing.
No.
Mm.
I keep telling you, first grade, fifth grade, if you don't know what's going on, first grade only know what first grade know. Fifth grade know what fifth grade know. But fifth grade know what first grade know because fifth grade been in the first grade. Fifth grade over here. First grade don't know what fifth grade know because this got to get to the fifth grade.
Some first graders get double promoted.
But if they get double promoted, it's only up to the fourth grade. They still ain't got to the fifth. You still got to know what you're talking about. So I'm just telling you what I know.
Nah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm saying I ain't saying like I said it don't work, but I'm just saying when people in the collapse got guns, bro, like ain't no laws with that type shit. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, hopefully no one have to deal with nothing like that. But like all I'm saying is like, yeah,
All I'm saying is
you gotta remember, even they know with the law they have to have enforcement. So it's the same thing with you. You got laws, but you gonna need to be able to enforce that shit too.
it is enforced. That's the whole point. I keep trying to I can't tell you no more. I told you what I'm sharing with you right now is private. It's not totally private because I'm only giving you only so
But
much.
it's enforced for you.
Huh?
And it's enforced for you.
No, it's not enforced for me. I enforced it because of who I am and where I'm at now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you long as you gonna enforce your laws, that's all that matters
It's
then.
my law, right? You have to know how to do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to know how to do what you need to do. If you don't know how to do something, you can't do it.
Yeah,
If you
no,
get thrown in a deep, if you don't know how to swim and somebody throw you in a deep, if you can't swim, you're going to drown. You got to either learn, you got to pedal, you got to do something to survive.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, as long as it can be enforced, that's because right. It's like
I
law.
keep that. I keep trying to share with you. That's what we doing. And like I said, it's not only here. Matter of fact, it happened to my wife a few weeks ago. She had my van. She was coming home from work. Stopped, get some gas. The first big snow. Stop, got some gas. Now I'm just gonna give you this because it happened. But stop. She went and got some gas. As she got some gas, she pulled off and said, "Man, I forgot to put my." When she got ready to put her seatbelt on, she looked and seen two cop cars sitting over there. They met her eyes and she met them. She put her seat on. She gone. She riding down the street. Next thing she look up, cop car right here. She looked down again. She look back at the back rearview mirror. Cop car doing this. Look down the street again. Look up at the rearview mirror. Cop car goes. Same thing happened to my brother in a different state. I'm not gonna get a state where it's at, but in a different state happened with him. The next following week, the same day. The next following week, the same day. He said he was riding down the street. He got in the lane. They got in the lane. They got in the lane. Jumped in the lane. Jumped in the lane again. He jumped in the lane. Now the cop getting reading his plate. Next thing you know, cop started doing this. Next thing you know, cop did this. Bruh, we're on a whole different level. My main thing is I'm not trying to come on, man, come on. I ain't got time for that. My main thing is I told him the spirit is gonna lead those who want to come this way. And that's why I know it ain't me. It's the creator. And who it's for, that's who it's for. I'm not worried about people out there who don't want what the creator has allowed me to come to know to give. Like I said, this ain't for ignorant people. Where we at, we carry ourselves as prince and princesses.
Hey,
We carry ourselves.
so what about diplomats who got diplomat plates?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That's
saying
what
they don't
that's
get
what.
stopped either. They don't get stopped either. Are they in executive order? Or
But there are other people that got those plates. That means that they know some information. If you got diplomatic plates, that means you know some information. Everybody don't have diplomatic plates.
yes, I see lots of diplomat plates around here.
Okay. That means that people is made their moves on getting the things that they need to do. That means that whoever got their diplomatic place, they know what they're doing. But mine, I haven't got mine yet. But I got my information for
So you got the information to get the diplomat
them
plate?
to get them. Yep, I haven't gotten them yet, but I got them to get them. That's my information back there. Those barcodes right there. And this is my. You can see that.
Wait,
That's
hold
a
on. I
that's
was
my passport.
looking at the phone. You held something up.
Huh?
You had something up.
I have something up.
Yeah, like the diplomat plate. Oh, you talking about that, the barcode.
Yeah,
You're not recording this, are you?
it's recorded.
Oh, you put this on the recording, bro? Don't put this on
And
there.
I ain't worried about that. Ain't nothing they can do. That's mine. Ain't nothing they can do. All they can do is look at it. That's all they can do. I'm not worried about nothing because I'm covered by the creator. I'm gonna tell you what we're doing is the creator's work. I made a promise to the creator, we brought me to the truth. I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I know what the creator has brought me through to be where I'm at today.
Well, you know the majority of people gonna reject it anyway, so
There you go. That's the whole point.
that's expected.
And
Cause
that's what I'm saying. I
it's
don't worry.
your
I know
call.
where I'm at. I know what I've been through.
It
I
already
know
said
my
many
experience.
called and few is chosen, so it's like you already know that it's not gonna be a lot of people anyway.
Say again.
I said it already tell you that as many is called, but
But
few.
few are chosen. Exactly.
already know that it's not gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's not gonna.
And but think about it. That's their choice. Everything, everybody has a choice. It's up to them. My main thing is I gave an open invitation and I'm doing it for free. I'm not charging nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about it. Dang, we 2 hours in on this one. We don't get ready to pull up on this one.
Ah, yeah, because you know what? I just realized too, it's well 1 o'clock ish. Yeah. But nah, I building heavy, so that's good.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Hey, all is well. All is well. But the whole thing is, like I said, it's a lot of things going on that people have no understanding about. Now, me myself, I only can share information, and that's all I can do. My main thing is I can't convince nobody to do no more than they want to do. I'm glad I know where I'm at and where I come from. All right. Like I see my boy Bisco Jordan came in for a quick moment over here on.
Showing the way, you know? Like,
Yep. But as I'm saying though, on the ignorant part, I gotta let you know. I just want to let that be known. The people that's when I say ignorant, I'm talking about belligerent, thieves, thugs. This ain't for them. This gonna put them under the jail. This ain't for them because I
yeah,
tell
but
you
a
what,
lot
that
of them
right
that's
there. That's what I meant when you said murder. You said if you murder, that's against the law. I'm talking about law. I'm not talking about legal. I'm talking about law. When you the position that we're in, we are to keep the laws. The laws is the Ten Commandments plus the laws in the scriptures. We're to keep this because this is what we're not to be. This is waiting for us. The scriptures, the what we're talking about is from here. This is law. That might be going in and out. But
what
yeah, what we're talking about is from law.
yeah,
And it was predicated on the law.
right. Yeah, no, I ain't saying use it for nothing unlawful, but like I said, sometimes people get charged with murder and didn't even commit it. Like my man I was telling you about. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
yeah, when time for a murder you ain't even commit was lawful in that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I get what you're saying. This ain't for like you said to circumvent the law. It's not for that. Like yeah.
Right.
I mean, they already got ways to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't need this for that. Like they already that's just called cheating and lying. You know what I'm saying? Like you already can.
And also, it was a lot of things that was going to happen to us as a people because we went through the 400 years. 400 years, the Father said certain things was going to end up happening. We end up getting caught up in a lot of those situations in that time, but we out of it now. We out of 400 years, and it's our time now. Our time is now. Our time to get what we need and start building on what we need is now. It all depends on who all want what's ready for them. If people don't want it, that's on them.
For sure.
Yeah, brother, it was a good vibe tonight, though.
Like they said, no time like now.
That's where we at. That's exactly where we at. So, bro, we gonna go ahead and get ready to end it. This mother was this we was on this mother 2 hours and
I,
36, two
I,
hours 26 minutes. Man, we was on here for a minute tonight.
nah, that's good though. Say tomorrow. Say you back at it tomorrow. It's Monday.
Yeah, yep. Tomorrow, we'll see what the Father allows to come out for tomorrow night because there's gonna be some knowledge come out tomorrow night. Today, I was really just getting in on trying to put this computer up, which I'm glad I finally got it together now. Had our first night on it. We had a little chit chat on it for my first night.
Word say just broke it out today.
There
Yeah.
you go. Well,
Uh,
my bro,
part two.
anything you want to say before we go?
Peace to everybody. I'm out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Good talking to you tonight, though, G1.
Always pleasure, man.
Yeah, just building.
Yeah, we'll get chatted up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna see if the father's gonna be on bring on the board for tomorrow, see what happens. But for everybody else,
Ain't nobody else pop up in here. Kaz, no one else came through, huh?
no, Cass, something was going on. He ended up sharing a brother from UK ended up getting on with me today. I understand he called me, a brother from UK that he gave my number to, called me today. So we got another brother's gonna be in the classes.
Bro,
So
another hey brother, that's what's up.
yeah, it's growing. Like I said, it's growing. It's
Yeah,
growing.
a trip over there anyway.
Oh, hey, it's a lot coming. It's a lot coming. But other than that, for everybody else, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And we get ready to end with the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it reads, And Yah spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name upon the children of Israel, which is his law, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shekevo, Vakuto Violam, Vain. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father, for the reading of your word. Thank you for the knowledge that you've shared tonight, that we grow together in your knowledge, your word, and your information. Allow people to come to your knowledge, your information, your word, and your ruach, that they may grow to flourish your kingdom in this earth. In your holy word and spirit and all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. All right. All right. Now, for everyone else that may come through, Bisco, I don't know if you're still there or not. I see it look like you came through over there on Facebook. But for any and everybody else, just wanted to share with everyone that on Tuesday mornings and the night after Tuesday, which is that night at 9 p.m., we have Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. we have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge, which is private. It's private and it's separate because, like I said, shared earlier, it's not for the ignorant, it's for those who choose to take care of their own affairs. So, and what you would do is you would text me your name, number, and email. Once you text me your name, number, and email, I will put your email in my Google Calendar. And if you don't have a Google Calendar, please just um, download Google Calendar. Then once you text me your name, number, and your email, and also say, I would like to know more about the Sarman classes. I will put your email in my Google Calendar. It will come up in your email. Once it come up in your email, you will accept my dates that I have for the nights, like tonight, last night, tomorrow, and Tuesday. They will come up and you will accept them, the invites, and then they will show up in your calendar. Once you do that, um, then you'll be invited to the classes. But not only that, you'll actually have to sign an NDA. An NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, meaning that the reason why we have you sign a non-disclosure agreement is because some people want to mix information. We have a planned format for you to follow. If you decide to go out that format and you do some other than that, and if you get in trouble out there in the system, that's going to be on you because we're doing things in strategic format. and that's on you. If you decide to do something other than that, that's the reason why we actually have you sign the NDA. Not because we don't want you to disclose. It is certain things we don't want you to disclose because this is private. But yet still, also, the key is that if you get in trouble, that's going to be on you. That's not on us. So I'm just being straight up for those who want it. But other than that, just text me your name, number, and email and say you like to know more about the sovereign classes at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. All right. You still okay? Good. It's at gmail.com. Also now, if you'd like to get on the platforms we're on YouTube Live, or should I say we're on YouTube, and we're also on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter, at JuicePro33, which is all one word, which is spelled JUICE PRO 33. Again, that's JUICE PRO 33. All right. Also, we're on Facebook. My Facebook page is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Again, that's MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Also, you can connect with me on Instagram and one of my TikToks. My Instagram and one of my TikToks is L'chaim_the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Now, my other TikTok and my other YouTube, that's my other TikTok and my other YouTube, is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. And that's all one word. Now, for my full versions, you can go to rumble.com and patreon.com, both of them /LKHYYM. Again, that's rumble.com and patreon.com, excuse me, /LKHYYM. That's my Rumble and my Patreon page. Now, for my Zooms, if you'd like to connect with me on Zoom, which it will be in your email once you send that to me as well. My Zoom is located, what should I say? My Zooms are I'll start with the Sabbath, even though it's the 7th day of the week, I'll start with that for the first one. The Sabbath day, which is the Assembly of the Righteous, is at 12 p.m. noon on the Sabbath, which is Saturday as they call it. 12 p.m. noon mean at the end of the morning, the rising of the sun, at the beginning of the evening, which is the going down of the sun, which is at 12 noon. 12 noon is the beginning of the evening and the end of the morning, and that is 12 noon Eastern time. And we'll be right here with Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. And also we'll be here on Mondays at Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's on Mondays. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And that'll be at 9 p.m. after the sun go down. So after the sun go down Mondays at 9 p.m. All right. But did we hit? No, I'm sorry, we didn't get Sunday like tonight. Sunday we have Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation on Sundays at 9 p.m. after Sunday. The night after Sunday, that's 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then we have Mondays, Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, right after Monday, which is that night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth. Then, as I was sharing with you at the beginning, we have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge on Tuesdays at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. after the sun go down on Tuesday. After the sun go down on Tuesday, 9 p.m. and before or as the sun is rising at 7:30 a.m. We'll be right here with Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. Other than that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming through for who did. And also I like the conversation what I had with my brother G1 tonight. We're gonna keep building, growing, and going from there. Other than that, I'd like to thank everybody. I appreciate y'all. Love you. I'd like to say peace. And I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. So we're gonna see how we working over here with you, G1, man. You have a good night. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good one, my bro.
You already know. Thanks, bro. You too. Peace.
Peace and love, my bro. Peace. All right. See you.